My name is Shane Blanchard. I'm 19 years old from Long Beach, California, and I play music. I got into music, I want to say mostly from my dad, because he was always in bands when I was younger, and he had everything here, and I really looked up to him and I wanted to be just like him. So I asked him to teach me how to play guitar, and it kind of went from there. The main thing I'm working on right now is Bane's World. I'm always trying to record new stuff and looking for new inspirations and stuff, and I'm always jamming with new people, but the main thing is Bane's World and just trying to get new stuff recorded. Bane's World is, I want to say it's pop. I've never really had a good answer for this, but it's like really synth-infested, reverby pop, I think, and the thing that we're trying to do is just make things that people like to hear, I guess. And of course I don't want to work regular jobs, so hopefully make money from this somehow. That's kind of what I want to do. I'm sure everybody who plays in Bane's World wants the same thing, to be able to support themselves from music, so that's a big thing. Biggest influences I have in music, I've always listened to a very wide variety of things, just because of my parents. But nowadays, like, I've been super into Homeshake for the past 2 years, and I just love what he does. Also, can't forget Mac. It's a big influence on me too, but just pretty much anything that I hear that I like will influence me if I like it enough. Like, I've been listening to a lot of bossa nova and jazz, and just seeing bands that like push me. Like, I don't know how to explain it. If I see a band that I really like, it'll push me harder, I think. Well, I wish I had a set creative process. I don't really. If I'll be working on something and I'll be playing keyboard or something, and I'll like that. So it could be the keyboard first, or the drums first, or the guitar first. I don't really write lyrics beforehand. I'll kind of shape the music, I'll shape the words around the music that I already have. Most of the time. That's pretty much the only thing that's set for me. Like, I can't really write stuff before without hearing the music, because I like to hear the mood of the song and stuff. And like, when I'm making something, the things that I feel, it's like pretty emotional. It's pretty emotional. It takes a lot out of me, and it's frustrating. But just what you come out with is so worth it, and there's really no other feeling like it, honestly. It's almost like a high. Like, I get high when I hear something that I make. It's weird, but yeah. Playing in Santa Barbara was fucking awesome. It was really cool. Like, when else do you get to, like, drive with your friends up to some place? I hadn't been there before. And just play music and party. Like, playing music is kind of like a cherry on top. It was just cool to be able to get out there and like hang out with them. And so much support up there. It was really, really cool. Everybody is super nice, and it seemed like they dug the music, and it was just a good time. It was so much fun. Skateboarding. I love it. I've always had a skateboard. I was never very good when I was younger. But once I started to get better, it kind of went from there, and I like fell in love with it completely. And I'm more of a tranny skater than street, just because I get really tired when I skate street, and it's annoying. But tranny isn't too tiring, so I can handle that. It's just so instant. Like, I used to surf and stuff, but it's too easy to have a bad day. And skating, it's just right there, and you can try it over and over and over again. And I said this before, it's like you can pour out your emotions into it just like you can any other kind of form of expression, and it's just cool. And there's a really good community of guys down here that are really fun to skate with. I've met some of my best friends skating, so I'll always have good memories of skateboarding and be a part of my life forever, I hope. The art scene in Long Beach is really cool. I mean, whatever you're looking to find here, you'll find it. Honestly, anything. And just how everybody is so welcoming to new artists, and like they'll put you out there if you like reciprocate it. Like if you have another person's back, like art-wise, like if you're helping them, they'll help you for sure. And living in Long Beach is just cool because you're so close to everything. This guitar, which is my first guitar, you can see that. Hopefully the future is I'm living in a nice big house, still playing music and not working a job. That would probably be the dream. But I just want to keep playing music and keep being able to do what I do. Honestly, I don't really want to grow up and become a slave to America. It's a really weird way to put it, but that's what they do to you. And I don't want that to be me. Not the name. How do you say shout out?
Shouts out to my homie.
Shouts out to my homies. Shouts out to my homies 44 Manson. Generic Skateboards, aka Joaquin Carter Kudra. Not quite sure how he pronounces that part of this list. Shout out to Albert Peacock. Shout out to Diego Ramos. Shout out to Apollo Soul. You guys fucking kill it and inspire me every day. Shout out. Who else can I shout out? Shout out my mom and daddy. And just don't ever give up on what you want to do. Don't let somebody else tell you that you can't do it. That's very, very cliche, but it's very true too. If you want to do something, just try it. Push yourself at it, and you might go somewhere.
Hello. We are here with Bane's World. Shane from Bane's World, to be exact. Shane, do you have anything to greet us with today?
Hi.
Well, let's get started. We're here at the Middle East, his concert tonight. We're very excited. So, first question. We're starting off high. Where'd you get the name Bane's World? I've heard through the grapevine that you got it in high school.
Yeah, that's right. It was like a nickname in high school that my friends gave me. Just Bane. They took like the first letter of my last name, Blanchard, and then just put it in front of, they took out the S and put Bane. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's been around for a while, and then when I recorded music, I didn't know what to like put my stuff on, or like under on SoundCloud, so I just put Bane's World. Yeah.
That's respectable.
Hey.
Do you enjoy Wayne's World from SNL? Is it inspired by that, or?
I haven't seen that movie in a really long time, and I feel like people get upset when I say like, oh, I don't really know. But no, it's not. I guess it's like, it's obviously like I knew that it sounded like that, but it wasn't like meant to be that.
Okay.
It's like easily related to each other. Like I kind of stole it.
Bane's World condones thievery. You heard it here first. So, you've done a lot this year with but playing with people like Tyler the Creator, Brockhampton, Steve Lacy. How does it feel like working with people that like, obviously like Tyler the Creator was definitely big when you were in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Like working with someone who like, you probably listened to back then. How does that feel almost?
It's really like, try not to think about it a lot because it makes me feel crazy. Like what the hell? I never would have thought that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's a crazy thing. It makes me feel pretty honored, you know? Like it's an honor to be able to, like, not even be compared to them, but just be like, you know, people are down to like listen. I don't know, that wasn't what I meant to say. It's like, it's, yeah. I mean, like, I hold no comparison to Tyler the Creator, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he's so much higher up than me, but like, so like, I don't hold a candle to him, but to have like his respect is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real at all.
I get that. So my next question is, we've seen like a lot of like this genre of almost like very jazzy, very chorusy, single coil rock, like coming back. What do you think, to like distinguish yourself from other people and like make your music yourself, besides like being yourself, obviously?
I think that, I don't know. I didn't really think about that when I first, when I would start recording. Like, I would just make something, and the certain effects that I would use, I think, make up the feel that Bane's World, I guess, has.
Yeah.
It's but I think that if you think about that too much, you'll probably just wind up making something that sounds like something else. I don't know. It just happens that way sometimes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't really have a good answer for that.
What was the first pedal you ever bought?
Shit. It was a small clone chorus pedal.
Okay, that's respectable.
Yeah.
Mine was a DS1, so you're in a much better boat than me.
I don't know what that is.
It's like it's like the orange distortion that everyone has.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
My dad had gifted me like a bunch of pedals before I went and actually bought my own, but yeah, that was the first one that I actually went out and bought.
What are you playing with lately?
I use a Boss ME80. It's just an all-in-one.
Okay.
Super simple and easy. So yeah, I like that convenience. I don't want to have to like lug around a giant pedal board or have a bunch of separate pedals that I have to deal with. So yeah, it's tight.
Is that the whole? So that's your whole pedal setup? Is just that? That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
What are you using for an amp and a guitar right now?
I have a Vibroverb, and I switch between my Strat and my Gretsch, and then I have a baritone, like a Telecaster baritone that I use for one song. But that's just playing live. I have a bunch more that I use when I'm at home, but I didn't want to bring the expensive babies on the road. Yeah.
What have you been listening to in the past couple weeks? What have you been checking out? What can we give suggestions on?
I just put a bunch of new songs on my playlist. I've been listening to a lot of Stevie Wonder lately. His voice is crazy as fuck.
What's your opinion on the conspiracy theory that he's not blind?
I was actually thinking, I just watched a video of him drumming, and it was crazy. So I thought that went through my head.
Yeah.
But there's no way, man. He couldn't get away with it for that long. There's no way.
Could he?
There's no way. Hell no. He's blind as a bat.
That's good. Yeah, I enjoy some Stevie.
Yeah,
he's out here.
So Stevie. I love D'Angelo. Love that super soulful stuff. Very not soul, but it's soulful.
Yeah.
And what else? A bunch of throwbacks that make me feel like I was that I'm back home and just comfort music. Things that my parents showed me and stuff like that.
Yeah. What music do you think from your childhood helped get you into rock and roll and playing music like this?
Definitely what my dad would put on blues, a bunch of old blues players B.B. King, Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, Buddy Guy, stuff like that. But on my mom's side, she also showed me the Beatles and everybody that comes with the Beatles when you discover them. I think that I don't know. The first CD that I ever bought. Thanks, Bus. The first CD I ever bought was My Chemical Romance. And I think I was 9 or 10. So I don't know if that had anything to do with my direction. I still love that album a lot too.
Gotta love public transportation. Shouts out.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a huge melting pot of just whatever they would play. I like them to love it.
Yeah, I get that. Never actually listened to My Chemical Romance album. What would you suggest for one of their albums?
I only like one album.
Oh, okay.
3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
Okay.
That's a good album. Listen to it. You'll probably think I'm super lame, but it's tight.
Alright. So, these next couple of questions are just super quick ones.
Right.
Some fun ones.
Okay.
So, what's your favorite Kanye album?
I don't have one.
You don't have one?
Mm-mm.
Do you have top 3?
No. I don't really listen to it. I never listened to a whole album of his.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Huh.
I've been listening to a couple songs off Yee though. I like a couple of those, but I was never somebody to sit down and listen to a whole Kanye album. Or like, I don't know. I really like that one song, Hey Mama, though.
That
It's
was sick.
Hey Mama. I only know like his select few like super popular songs. I don't know like his filler or whatever else was on the albums that. Yeah, so I don't have
I get
an
that.
answer for that.
If you had to give a name to a band that didn't have a name, do you have any sick band names that you want to shout out right now? Any off the top of the dome?
There's that street's called Green Street. I like that. That could be a cool band. Green Street, take it. I'm not gonna use it.
That's a good one.
Is it?
I'd say so.
I like it.
What's your favorite song to play at karaoke?
Shit. Dancing in. Can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire. Fucking Bruce Springsteen. Yeah.
I don't know the name of that song either.
Dancing in the Dark.
Is it Dancing in the Dark?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I didn't know if you were singing it.
I couldn't remember it first. Yeah. Came to me.
What's your favorite cheap beer?
I like Bud Light cheap. Bud Light.
I would say
My
it's
dad
cheap.
always buys Bud
We
Light.
got some college kids over here. Is Bud Light cheap?
Yeah, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Well, it's cheap.
Oh, no.
I think Bud Light's pretty
It's
decent.
$10.
Is
Heard
this
it here
college
first.
town?
We don't go to college here. We're
Yeah, we're from.
we're the Nimrods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what that. Why? Why are you Nimrod?
Oh, Boston's really nice schools.
Oh, okay.
Like Harvard.
Oh shit. Yeah. Damn. Where do you guys live?
We're out in Lowell,
Alright.
which is
How far is it away? Like 40,
20 minutes?
20
Like-
minutes.
We're the Nimrods.
there's somewhere else.
Yeah.
We're actually not stupid. That's just our band name is the
Oh,
Nimrods.
sick.
It's not. That was a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish.
I was gonna be like, I'm pretty sure like that is
There's
a band.
yeah no. There's definitely way too many Nimrods already.
Yeah.
What's if you had to pick between Seinfeld and Friends, what would you pick?
Never really watched too much Seinfeld, so I guess I'd have to be Friends.
Yeah, I get that. I feel that. If I gave you $5 after a show and I brought you to a convenience store, what would you purchase?
After a show?
Yeah.
Probably if I didn't have any water, I'd get water. Can't really buy much for $5. Probably get some candy. Maybe I don't know, K-bag chips, I guess. If they had Takis. Get some water and a bag of Takis.
Some Takis.
Yeah, man.
Solid pick.
Takis are good.
Well, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
This was us with Bane's World. Thank you, Bane.
You got it, man. Thank you.
So you're from California?
Yeah, Long Beach.
Long Beach.
Long Beach,
Cool, man.
California.
Cool. And I don't know what it is. Like, this may be just a Florida person thing, but I always feel like I have always had a kinship with California, being from Florida. And especially with your music, I feel like I get it quicker than maybe some other people, because you know, it for me it evokes drives to the beach, drives back from the beach when you're tired and gross, or just sort of that mellow kind of lifestyle. But I'm curious, what do you think, how are people's reactions in other places, landlocked places? That's the thing I've always been curious about. What do you think their reaction to it is? How do they connect, you think?
I think maybe it could be a living vicariously. They
Ooh,
could
I never thought about that,
They could
yeah.
still maybe feel that beachy kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Who doesn't
Um,
want to go to the beach?
Right, but definitely the live stuff differs a lot more.
Mhm.
When we were in Texas, I think that this dad of this girl, he was really a lot of the guitar playing that I do is kind of bluesy, a lot of solo.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's something that people can connect with, being in the South or being over there because I really like Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I try to do like a lot of blues licks and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, I think that people can connect with it in a lot of different ways, but in the recordings, I don't know, man. It's just like if they like it, they like it. If
I like the living vicariously though.
Yeah,
because it's like, you're right. Everyone does like kind of dream of like California or that lifestyle.
right. Oh, cool. Thank you.
But yeah, and I heard that you guys were like 12 for 12 on sellouts.
Yeah. You're locked out?
That must be a pretty good feeling.
It's pretty tight, dude. It's been fucking
Has
crazy.
anything like that ever happened before?
No, man.
Is this like one of your first like bigger tours? Or?
This is my first tour.
Oh, really? Ever?
Yeah, first tour. I've only played. Before this, I had only played in Texas and just around California. Not even very far, like maybe Central California, like San Francisco-ish. But yeah, this is my first time being in a lot of these places. I've never been to Florida. I'd never been to like New Orleans. Everywhere that we drive through, I've pretty much never been. I'd never been to Oregon or.
So what is that like shock like, especially like not having, having to go play a town for the first time? There's like 3 people there. You got like a sold out venue or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, what is the feeling of like going from maybe playing in Texas or California at these smaller places, maybe there's like fewer people there, to like instantly jumping up? Like, what's that like, man?
It's really well. Most of the shows that we played before, like in California, they all do pretty well.
Yeah.
But like this, like consecutive, just sold out.
Yeah.
It's like it's something to be proud of, man. Like I feel it makes me want to do it more. I feel like that's kind of shitty, though. Like if nobody shows up, like fuck this shit. But that's not how I feel. But like this is definitely an incentive to do it.
Yeah.
To be stoked on it.
How've the fans been?
Really cool. Like
Yeah?
a lot of people are just so like gracious and like really nice people. Like I haven't had any bad experiences with anybody, and like they're just all here to like
Nothing weird, anything like that?
no,
Really?
nothing
Wow.
weird. Yeah, people are just there to listen to music and like they express like the love that they have. I don't know why they love me so much, but it's cool. It's really cool.
So something that I've kind of been touching on at least a little bit in most of the interviews I've been doing lately, because it's something that's been happening in like my personal life, is a lot about like growth and like how, as we like live life, and especially at the ages that we are, like, you're constantly like learning new stuff,
Right.
just like trying to become a better person. What have you learned since that sort of jump from being, like maybe an unknown or playing just to your local like friends or local shows, to then like jumping up to like selling out dates?
I think it's really important to like keep it real, keep
Really?
keep yourself true, stay true, like just because all this stuff is happening, like I don't want to be a different person just because of it, like I think that I've learned, or I've just experienced a lot of like people that I look up to, and I've met some of them and they're not like very nice or like really into it with their fans, and I think that it's just really important to be kind to the people that are supporting your lifestyle and like allowing me to do this, so that's really important, and just like it's really taught me like how much I love my family and I miss them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like being gone is really hard in that aspect.
Cool.
But I've also learned that I'm stronger than I thought, because this is like, I don't know, like working off of like hardly any sleep. I normally, like I sleep all day at home.
Touring
and,
is
like,
a rough life.
Yeah, So
I've been
it's-
on a couple tours and it's just like,
yeah, gnarly. But
Yeah.
it's like, it's definitely, there's still a long way to go too, so I have a lot more to learn, but it's like every day is going to be different. And
has a like, you kind of like start from square one every day too.
Yeah.
You're not like building on something where it's like you're slowly like chipping away at
Yeah.
like this big monster of a tour or whatever. Have you felt any like sort of fatigue yet, or?
yeah, certain days are like where we party up the night before.
Nice.
Those are always tough. Like last night we were up all night. And,
Where were you at?
At our hotel, the Marriott.
No, but where what city?
Fuck. Tampa.
Okay. So
Yeah, we were not too far, an hour and a half or so. But yeah, that it's not like crazy fatigue, because I feel like
And definitely during the day, but like once we get going and like there's people here and like we're about to play, it's you get that little boost of what you need.
You were saying that like blues is like a big part of like your guitar playing, like your music and stuff. Yeah. What you said Stevie? Yeah. What other like people you?
Oh, John Mayer. He's
John
crazy
Mayer?
good. Yeah.
When I started playing guitar, that was the first kind of two.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot of it I get it from like what my dad likes, like B.B. King,
love B.B.
Muddy Waters, Stevie of course, guy like Johnny Winter, or like Jeff Beck.
Well, and I feel like a lot of that, like that sort of soul, that kind of like the blues kind of guitar, especially, is like sort of, I don't know if it's like that sort of style that it is either not being taken advantage of right now, or like maybe even looked down upon a little bit. Do you think of these like maybe longer guitar solos or more emotion when it comes out of that? But I feel like so many people are like sort of in this like very stoic kind of like
repetitive.
Yeah,
riffs,
exactly.
Which is, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But like it's kind of boring to me. Like every time I play a solo, it's gonna be different, which is cool. That's cool to me, dude. Like if I fuck up, that's what happens. But like sometimes it's fucking tight, and I'm like, whoa, where did that come from?
So you're improvising a lot on stage. Cool.
Pretty much all the solos are improvised,
nice.
Except for like little things that I know, like I want to do this. I know this lick that I'm gonna do, but the pacing is always different.
That keeps it fresh though too. You don't get bored that way.
Yeah. That's another thing, dude. It's really easy to get tired of your own music.
Yeah. So. I saw B.B. King like a couple years before he died.
Saw him live?
Yeah,
Lucky
man.
Duck.
Yeah, he was like, it was him and Buddy Guy. They were playing together. But he like, and that's the thing too. He was like 83 or whatever. He comes out, just like sits on this stool and just like telling these stories and just kind of like riffing and stuff at the same time.
Yeah, dude, I love those live. I've only seen it via YouTube, but he's super. Seems like a guy I'd want to have a conversation with for sure.
Oh, totally. Just that sort of like old spirit. You look at like him or like Hubert Sumlin.
I don't know.
He's the Howlin' Wolf guitar player.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, just people like that, man. That sort of, there's like a lot of, I don't know. What do you identify with in that kind of?
What do you mean?
With the blues, like what do you like about the blues?
I love that it's like it's so like telling. Like it's like all fucking, it's a conversation, like the guitar parts, the pacing is like she says this, he says that back. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's like ripping, dude. It's so fun. Like it's fun to just like play like that, I think. And I identify with that largely because of my dad, like, because that's something I was never like big on it, but like once I started playing guitar and like I was playing solos or I was like trying to learn leads and stuff, I was like doing all this shit and it was like kind of boring to me, and like that was before I was doing like any kind of blues riffing and stuff like that, and just.
What did you say you were doing before? What kind of?
Just like, what any kid would like play on the guitar without knowing. I was never really into it until I like started listening to it a lot and like wanting to play it. And like it's super cool to watch. I'm sure it's the same with any style of guitar playing, but like you like watch yourself evolve as a player is really cool.
To me, I think. And one thing, it was kind of like a therapeutic thing for me, where it's just sort of like I would just like lay, because I was in high school, so you're going through like all that shit. I had some family issues at the time too, so it's just like I would just lay on my floor and just like sort of just play those like blues riffs, just like continuously like coming up with stuff, and it just sort of like it like leaves your body in a sense through that.
I mean,
they want to just get in as many people as they can.
There's like only two things that I do to like get the shit out of my head that I need to get out, and it's like playing guitar or like skateboarding.
Oh, really?
Skateboarding's good because it's like a physical thing, and it's just like you get out all the emotion, but if you just have shit that's in your head and you just need to get it out, it's like perfect.
You're pretty good at skateboarding?
I'm alright.
You do some tricks?
Yeah, do some tricks.
Yeah, see that? Never.
No?
No, man, I trip over like my own feet all the time. Like I can't. I tried it for a bit and I was just like, for me, it's like I hit my ass like 2 or 3 times. I'm like,
over it?
nah, I'm done with this.
Yeah, it's
a little too fun.
It's always been off and on. Like I didn't skate for a while, like leading up to this tour, just because I didn't want to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's something with the lifestyle too. I think when I think of like California, Long Beach,
skateboarding.
Yeah,
dude. I was on the surf team in high school actually too, so it was always between like skating, surfing, guitar. Whenever I do something, like I got to do it fully. I can't really like go back and forth. It always has to be like my head is on this right now. You know, my head is completely focused on playing guitar. My head is, or it's gonna be like completely focused on skateboarding or whatever I'm doing.
So if you like when you're doing things like the touring, or even like when your main focus is music, you're not doing like skateboarding
Here?
too?
No,
just in general, like on tour, yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I don't have a board with me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I actually meant to bring it. I forgot it. And there's like not really any time. You know, there's no time to do it. And if there is time, you're tired. So it's just been a lot of like go. But a lot of it is also in a band. So you're just sitting there. You can't really do much. And then it's also a bummer because you get to this place and you're really excited to be there because you've never been there before, and you just drive straight to the venue and like you can't see anything or do anything. You play and then you're somewhere else the next day.
Have you had any like off days? Where
Yeah,
you can,
we had some off days in New Orleans, which
How'd you take advantage of that?
it's kind of disappointing, dude. It wasn't that tight. I'm sorry, New Orleans, but it was just like Bourbon Street was cool.
Yeah.
But it's like a do that once and never want to do it again kind of thing.
Those aren't really my style of people too. Like the people out there, those
Trying to
like
get
big
super
green
fucked up.
drinks.
I got one of those.
Yeah, I got one of those too when I went there, but it's like I got one. I wasn't trying to like drink like a liquor slushy for
Play New
like an hour
Orleans?
and a half.
Yeah,
Oh, right on. We did too.
yeah,
I can't remember the venue, but it was on Bourbon Street.
yeah, man. It was
It's like a Coke town.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
There's a shit ton of Coke.
Yeah, man. It's it was kind of like dirty there. I
Really
wanted
dirty.
to.
It's really hot too.
Yeah.
Like even like being from Florida, like that place
Hotter.
is like more
Sticky.
humid too. Like I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah.
We live in a swamp and that's like more humid.
Yeah, I actually really wanted to get out of the city in I wanted to hit like the swamps and shit. That's what the stereotypical like bayou shit. That's what I wanted to see, and I missed out on
You
that.
don't have time when you're touring. It's so quick.
Yeah,
You don't really get to see the cities at all.
yeah, it's shitty, but yeah.
I think like the last thing I was wondering, and this is just like listening to your music, like in preparation and stuff. I was just curious, like, because your stuff's like pretty chill, mellow, but I was just wondering, like, coming from that, what do you listen to that's like aggressive? Like what's your like?
Might like let it all out.
I'm trying to go hard, maybe try to get lit or something like that.
When I listen to like harder shit, it's like I don't ever like get like drunk to that kind of music or get lit, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Is that what you're saying? Like get lit?
I mean,
like,
whatever. Like
party?
the
hardest
even
shit
when
that I
you're
listen to-
whether if you're mad or like aggressive or
Do
you're
you, like,
trying to like
listen to-
like on the way here I was listening to like the new Pusha T album.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to like boost myself up. I'm
Yeah.
trying to like get confident, get ready to get in the mode.
Sometimes I'll listen to some like Slipknot.
Okay.
Or,
Wow.
yeah. Or
Okay.
like Avenged Sevenfold.
Cool.
That kind
Cool.
Of shit. I really used to love Avenged Sevenfold.
Dude,
This is
I had a moment.
phase.
Yeah.
man. Me
High
too,
school.
dude. That was me in middle school. I really
Oh,
loved
really?
Avenged Sevenfold and like My Chemical Romance, and they're not that hard, but
No, but
I loved that shit. And
did you ever see Avenged Sevenfold?
live?
Yeah.
No.
I saw him once or
Yeah,
something.
right?
Yeah. I was really into it then. I was into a lot of
The
like
guitar player
that.
fucking ripped.
Yeah.
Sinister Gates or whatever.
Yeah,
his
yeah.
name is.
He's like a jazz
Yeah, he's
player
doing like,
too.
fucking gypsy jazz.
Yeah.
Jeez, he's really good. Oh, I love gypsy jazz, by the way. That shit's amazing. Like Django right now.
What about that? Like,
That's just, it's like a
it's like
totally
the guitar
different.
playing?
Yeah, it's Django is the guitar player. He lost like these 2 fingers in a fire, so he only had these 2. And it's just a really cool style of playing. It's like a swing.
Okay.
With really melodic. You'd definitely recognize it right off
Yeah,
the bat.
yeah. It
if
sounds
you heard
familiar.
it.
Yeah,
So-
I definitely know the style that you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. So that shit's really cool.
I don't know how they got from Avenged Sevenfold to Gypsy Jazz.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Appreciate it. Everything.
Oh, because the guitar player I saw a video of the guitar player from Avenged Sevenfold playing it.
They were playing together?
No, he was just
playing,
like he was doing like a
playing
master class kind of thing.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
Sinister Gates. Man,
Yeah, dude.
I need a name like that. All right, man. I'm
Pleasure.
done. I think it
Hell
was
yeah.
good.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed that.
Mind if I take a picture of you?
We're going to top it off by interviewing someone that we did not think we were going to do.
Absolutely not. He was the headliner.
Yeah, fucking Bane's World, dude. And let's preface this episode by painting a picture of how this interview started.
Oh, that's such a great story.
I'm going to give it to Chris first off, because
okay.
this was the one, this was his doing.
This was my get, thankfully.
So who were we watching?
Was it Omar?
No, I think we were watching Yeek, maybe.
Okay, yeah, so Angel was watching Yeek, or Angel and I, we were watching Yeek, and I was going to go downstairs to the green room to do something. I think I was just going to get more pizza.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, all right, Angel, I'll be back. I'm going downstairs. I see Shane.
Dressed as Donnie Darko.
Dressed as Donnie Darko. He's coming up, and I'm like, oh shit, there goes Bane's World. Like, he's by himself. He's not surrounded by his friends or whatever. I said, let me introduce myself at least, and, get him to come, to consider doing an interview. So I say, hey, what's up, man? He's like, hey, what's up, dude? I'm Shane. I'm like, I'm Chris. I said, listen, we're doing a podcast in the green room. I said, if you're free later on, if you're not busy, we'd love for you. He's like, oh, you want to go do it right now? I was like, huh? Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah. He's like, my green, what the? He's like, yeah, my green room's upstairs. You want to go? Let's do it right now. And I thought he was joking because like he kind of said it with like a smile. I thought he was like fucking around, like, yeah, let's go do it right now. And so I was like, ha ha ha. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, yeah. I said, I said, hang on. So we go up the stairs, and then how did I approach you, Angel?
Chris runs up to me looking like he just saw a ghost. And he was just like, Bane's World, right now. Bane's World. Bane's World.
And waving him over.
And I thought, oh, he wants me to meet Bane's World. And I go to him and Shane, and Chris is like, okay, so I'm gonna run downstairs and grab my mics. Angel, you go with Shane, and you go to his green room, which is upstairs. And I was like, what now? What's going on? And then Chris is like, okay, bye. And then Chris runs downstairs.
I storm downstairs.
Yeah. And then this is my part of the story where I say hi to Shane, and then he's like, follow me. And he starts walking up the stairs, and I'm trailing behind him. And then he goes onto the stage behind this dark curtain, goes into this other room, goes up some more stairs, and enters his room. And I was like, are you about to kill me right now, dude? Like, this feels like I'm gonna die. And he's like, haha, no. And then we arrived to his green room, and his friends are there just kicking it, drinking, having a good time.
His girlfriend, his friends, yeah.
Yeah, it was so cool. And he sits down, and I'm there in the room, and they don't know why the fuck I'm there.
Yeah.
They're just like, who is this person you found? Shane? And I'm standing there, and then he instantly goes, I have to go pee. And then he goes to the bathroom, leaving me with these strangers. And then across the hall, he goes, introduce yourself. And I was like, hi, I'm Angel. I'm going to do an interview right now. And they were all really cool, so.
And meanwhile, I'm downstairs just fucking packing up the mics, like, oh shit. And then, this is me, like, calm down. He's Angel's already up there. It's fine. Just put it together. Just keep it easy. Just relax. Okay, let's go. And then run up the stairs.
And then his friends were like, you want a drink? I was like, yeah, sure. And then Chris comes, hey, what's up, man?
You made me sound like Kevin Smith. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Kev Smith.
Dude, that's exactly it. And so, please enjoy the fruits of our labor and listen to Bane's World's interview.
Our final interview, and perhaps a great one to close this
if you
whole
like
thing
it,
off with. Yeah.
We're going to jump back in time one more time. As if this gimmick hasn't run its course yet. But anyway, goodbye.
Us can do, we can do.
Yeah, bitch, give me top. Hey, I'm in the green room. I'm sipping big broom. I'm like a witch with the broom because it's Halloween. I'm like Halloween. Damn.
Fuck yeah. Fucking sick, bro. And I'm going to be burping because I started drinking.
I might too. I might puke. It's cool.
Oh, dude, puke on the mic, and I'm gonna sell it on eBay.
We're gonna make a lot of money.
Like Bane's World's vomit on this mic. Y'all want it? All right. So we're gonna start this thing by asking you the question we've been asking everyone that we've been interviewing. This show tonight is called Young Love. So what does young love mean to you? Wait, who are we even? Before I even ask, who are we even with? Yeah. My name's Angel. This is Chris.
I'm Chris.
Who are you?
My name's Shane.
Oh, Shane from
Pleasure, yo.
from a band called Bane's World.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you so much for having us in your lovely green room.
Of course, it's very small, but thank you for being in here.
Lovely, regardless.
You
I
need
love it.
chips or
Yeah,
maybe
please.
a guac? Let me know.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Well, let's pause while Shane gets us some chips and guac.
Really?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I would be stunned if you just like let him go through the whole process of going downstairs.
I get on my phone and I just start scrolling through Instagram. No. Okay. So now we start. So the show's called Young Love, and so I wanted to start by asking you, what do you think? What do you think about when you think of Young Love?
First thing that comes to my head is that song Puppy Love.
By who?
Shit. Donnie Osmond.
Oh, Donny Husband.
Oh.
I don't know, just like your first love, like a very young, innocent love. I mean, something that you're like totally enthralled with or enthralled by, and something pure, I guess. Yes.
I think I've said this already today, but like one of the first times I thought I was in love was like a long distance relationship through MySpace and stuff. With like someone in
Well, I
Portland.
mean, when that kind of stuff, I had definitely had those too. You know, this person that you don't really know, and you're like, you don't really have the means to go meet up with someone, and in person. So you're like, oh, I have like this MySpace. I'm like 9 years old, and like I meet this person who's like also 9 years old, and it's like, oh hey, like
You wanna be
we're
my girl?
on MySpace.
Yeah, like what?
What's up?
Yeah.
Hey, like the colon with the P.
Yeah.
Like,
Damn, throwing it back to the emoticons before we had emojis.
Yeah, emoticons. Man. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's me.
That's cool. We've been asking this question. We thought of this on the way over here on our 5-hour drive over here, and I thought that's kind of interesting because a lot of these shows get kind of these interesting titles, and I don't think the artists are ever asked or maybe even don't even think about like what the name even means, because like sometimes they're like funorama, there's just like mindless stuff like that.
No, I mean we didn't have any say in the name of the show, but I mean I back it.
Yeah.
If you're young and you're in love, by all means.
You're like
man,
go
rock
hard.
it.
Fuck
Get
it.
it.
Go hard in it, bro.
Yeah.
So what city are you from?
Long Beach.
Long Beach, California.
Just down the highway from us.
So
Beach.
yeah, y'all Long Beach. So how do
Represent.
how do y'all not know where Belle is? We're like neighbors.
We are neighbors. I know.
I've heard of Bell Gardens on the radio. I feel like you guys have like a car dealership or something.
Yeah, most likely. There's also one in Downey.
Okay.
That's it. So like Belle is near like Southgate, Huntington Park.
You know what? Whenever I listen to Power 106, they back Bell Gardens for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Shout out Power 106.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Power 106.
Thank you for representing us in the most important ways possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
No disrespect. I mean,
No, but that's why we do this show, because there isn't a lot, and it's not like you purposely ignore it. It's just there's not a lot of people that know about it, so we're just trying to make noise from this area so that more people know about it, because there's a lot of fucking creative, big talent over there, and we sort of started with the talent there, and to sort of graduate towards the end of our season of our show, like here to like meet you. Like my brother's a fucking huge fan of you, and he makes music too. And
There's like a narrative that goes through our show.
Huh? Yeah, his name's Brandon Carmona. His band's Blackmouth.
Brennan Carmona.
Brandon Carmona, yeah.
This is Chris
Blackmouth?
Carmona.
Blackmouth, yeah.
Shout out Blackmouth.
Like the thing we've learned most about today, just interviewing all these like artists and bands and musicians, everyone's so fucking nice, and like I was telling Chris, like I have such a kind of a phobia of like approaching an artist and just being like, hey, can you give me some of your time? Because I feel like they'd be like, ugh.
No, totally. I know how that feels. I know how that feels, like to approach someone who like you really enjoy or like maybe even look up to, and like having them not give you the time of day or like just disrespect you, even though that they're like this much higher than you. It doesn't feel good, especially when it's somebody that you really look up to.
Yeah.
And I can see both sides though, because it can get very overwhelming. People have bad days.
Oh yeah.
But do your best to like just be nice, like be a good person, and like give these people the respect that they're giving you. They're allowing you to live your life the way that you live your life.
Exactly.
Like I wouldn't have been able to drive up to San Francisco and play a show and drive back and not have to work a job. And I mean, this is my job, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, we've been hearing like people, a lot of artists today talk about like their side hustles and their old jobs and stuff. What was the last real job you had before you cut it quits and were like, I'm gonna do this shit full time?
I think it was at a car wash.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a lot of jobs. Yeah, I worked at a car wash, and then before that it was a chocolate factory.
Whoa, I worked at a chocolate store too.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
What kind of chocolate?
Belgian chocolate.
Oh, mine was better.
Why?
Macadamia nuts, Bill.
Yeah, it's pretty bomb.
Macadamia nuts. Ball. Macadamia nuts slap.
I feel like we're being super rude. Can the folks behind us introduce themselves?
Yeah, who's back there?
Raphael Sakovsky, loser.
Perfect.
Angie Fish.
Fish?
Girl.
Riley Coonahans.
Oh, dude. Like,
fun.
we're adding like. So you've recently toured with a couple of big acts like Mac DeMarco. You played shows with Tyler, the Creator.
We didn't tour. No, not with them. But we played shows with them.
You played shows with Mac. You played shows with Tyler.
Yeah.
I was actually at that show you played at the Observatory.
Yeah, the big one with like Steve and Tyler.
I was like Bane's World, and I was like, who the hell are these guys?
Man, when I saw my name on that flyer, God, how did that feel? Just my pants.
Literally.
It's ecstasy, literally.
Yeah.
No, it was crazy, man. You know, it's surreal. It's super surreal.
Yeah, so my brother was like he told me a lot about you, and like we'd listen to your stuff, and he told me that you were just like, you know, this kid from Long Beach, and that you were just like blowing up like fucking fast. So how does that feel to now that you've toured like with Mac, now that you've done shows with Tyler, like what is that? I don't know, like what did you learn from those experiences? Like what did those foods teach you?
I don't know in particular. Well, you know, I've always looked up to Mac, and Tyler has always been a big name in the music industry, and like, I think it's just being true to what you really want, and like following your path, your own path, and not anybody else's. And you know, just being yourself. Be yourself, and not like, you know, people don't want this glamorized version of you. They want something real. I feel like. And not even being like super aware of that.
Yeah.
I feel like just, you know, do your thing, and if people like you, then they'll like you, and if they don't, they don't, and that's fine.
That's cool.
I mean, I feel like I've learned a lot over time. You know, playing. It seemed like a really long time, or to other people it seems like a short period of time.
Yeah.
But since I'm living it, you know, day by day, it feels like it's been a long time.
Yeah, I bet.
Coming. So, you know, living it day by day, it's you learn something new every day, whether it be music or just something that pertains to life in general.
Yeah.
And like growing up and like having this position, I don't know, you learn a lot, and like just having a good support system, like my lovely girlfriend, my parents, and
Shouts out.
Hey. my mom and dad, her mom, my sisters.
Our queen Deborah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out all of
It's
them.
important to like keep those people very close.
Definitely.
I think that leads me to my next question, which is like.
Let's switch mics really quick, because this one sounds a lot better.
Sure.
There you go. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, let's make Chris sound like shit.
Yeah, please.
So, like, my next question is, so you're headlining tonight's show, Young Love. Did this like growth ever feel like it's too fast? Like, did you ever freak out like this shit's happening too fast? Like, I need to cut the brakes. Or did it feel like this is right on time?
I'll counter that with saying like me being headlining. A lot of these people that are playing with me tonight are incredibly talented, and I feel like they should be headlining.
Wow.
You know, it keeps the playing field. It keeps it like competitive, but in a good spirited way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think it's right on time. I think it's like
Fuck
completely right on time.
That's a great way to look at it, because some people might think like, oh shit, like I'm peaking now.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, I have felt like that.
yeah.
And that's like a really bad way to like feel, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
but yeah.
and I heard this really good quote. I forgot where I heard. Oh, you know what? You know Vsauce?
Vsauce, yeah.
The guy with the beard, the original Vsauce. He said something on his YouTube video where he was like, my dad told me, one of the first things he told me that I can remember is don't peak too soon. And that's something that like really resonates with me, and it's kind of scary because like
Yeah.
I don't know when to determine when you're peaking and when you're not, and like what's to come.
Yeah.
So that's something to think
Yeah, I
about.
think why I wanted to bring that up too is because a lot of fucking young people are blowing up right now, and while it can be exciting and really thrilling, I can imagine that it's like equally terrifying because you think like, well, shit, my idols were like fucking in their 20s when they were killing it like I was. Like I'm fucking 18.
Yeah.
So like, how do you counteract those thoughts, and how do you aim? How do you challenge yourself to to keep that fucking growth going and to just keep
Don't
expanding.
compare yourself, because you're gonna do your own thing and you're gonna grow as you do. Just can't compare yourself.
Hell
to
yeah.
other
That's
people.
great.
You're gonna like live your career out to how your career is gonna play out. Like, don't go by somebody else's career.
Fuck yeah.
Speaking of aspiring musicians, I read somewhere that you make all your music on Garage.
Yeah,
Band
that's what I was
stuff,
gonna
right?
talk about.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I
we
do.
got to trade off. So I want to know what you think about artists that say like, oh, I'm not ready to make music because I can't afford this program, or I can't do this program, or I don't have this instrument and shit like that.
Well, Macs are really expensive.
Yeah.
So that's the first off. And GarageBand is free, but
Yeah.
a Mac is expensive.
Mm.
So, I feel like a lot that played into it was just musicality in my family and like what I was taught from my family and my dad, like as a guitar player, and just like sonically what you can hear within your head and what you want to hear. And like second, it's your production skills are secondary completely. People who are starting out, like, you can definitely train to become a great musician, but I feel like, my dad taught me how to play guitar. I never took a lesson other than from him.
Wow.
And I took chorus in middle school. I never took a singing lesson other than that. I think that, like, I don't know how to compare it, but, if you want to make music, it's very easy. It's just, like, you have the tools in front of you if you have a computer, pretty much.
Yeah.
Any kind of computer.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't have to be a Mac. Yeah.
There you go. No fucking excuse.
Yeah, there's really no
Aspiring
excuse.
ass musicians.
Yeah.
Psh, it's fucking Shane telling you right here. Yeah, motivation in spades right now.
I really dug when my brother told me that you're from Long Beach, because I think some of the biggest acts we've got from there are mainly hip hop oriented.
Vince Staples, shout out.
Yeah, fucking
Snoop Dogg, shout
yeah,
out.
Exactly. So
Bane's World, shout out.
how does Gabriel Iglesias too?
There you go.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I saw him at. Oh, this was years ago. I was super fucked up at a Denny's on 7th Street and fucking PCH or Bellflower, and I saw him there. And my friends were about to dine and dash, and I paid my check, and I was like, all right, I gotta go. I'm not gonna be here when they leave without
Wow.
paying. So, yeah, I saw him on my way out.
You're just like, hi.
Dude, we do that all the time. Bane's bro just burped into the mic. Fuck
We
yeah.
burp, we fucking sneeze, we cough.
I thought you were gonna say we come.
Not yet, but it might happen right now.
Now it's only 3 of us. That'd be weird. If everybody else is in here, it's fine.
You're like maybe, but like
everybody
now,
just left,
not so much. They
So-
left for a reason.
And speaking of Long Beach, how do you think your city has influenced your music? And do you want to continue seeing how you can expand on that LBC sound, or do you want to like eventually grow out and like just like make your own like weird thing?
I've gotten a question similar to this before, and the only thing I can say is I don't think, the people that are from Long Beach, that's Long Beach. So I don't want to say Long Beach didn't influence me, but the city itself and what, comes with it, I don't think really directly influenced me, but the people that I'm with and the mindset of the people that I grew up with and the people that, I skated with.
Yeah.
People say like they get a beachy vibe and stuff like that. I never meant for that or anything like that, but I take pride in my city. I love where I'm from. I never want to leave. And somebody said like can get the vibe straight away that it's like, Southern California beach, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I said the same answer to this. It was I would love to make something that like people would be like, where the fuck is this from?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, my brother was pitching because my brother scored my movie. We made a movie, and there's a fight sequence that he was scoring, and he said, for this I'm really influenced by Bane's World. I said, in what way? He's like, so when the guitars come in, he's like, I like how when Bane or when Shane does his music, they sound wet. The guitars sound wet. That's how he described
like
them.
underwater.
Exactly.
So
So
motionish.
yeah, exactly. So when he made that, I was like, now when I hear that song from the movie, I think like, oh shit, like Bane's World like influenced this part of like my
That's really
soundtrack.
cool.
So it's
dope.
really full
Funny
circle.
story. When Drowsy was not Drowsy yet, I wanted to score. I wanted that to be the score. Whenever I think of like a movie project, I would do the music first. So I had all this music, and I was like,
I want to make a video to this, or like a short film.
Mm-hmm.
So like that totally fell through, but like that's really cool how he like is influenced by me to like score your film.
Yeah, and one thing that I've been picking up, all these artists have said that they've dabbled in shorts.
They all want to be filmmakers, actors,
at some point.
and we want to be. We're filmmakers. Everything's coming together.
Yeah,
and that's why it's called the Us Podcast.
Exactly.
It's all of our little thing is like it's all of us, bro. It's a podcast about us, etc., etc.
And I just really want to say too, because you're the headliner here, and you know you don't have to say yes to everything. And I was walking down the stairs, Shane's coming up, and I'm like, oh shit, there he goes. I at least want to say hi and just at least get it out there that we want to do an interview. Like, he can say no, whatever, no big. I introduced myself. He's like, hey, I'm Shane, da da da. I'm like, hey, so we have this podcast. And I didn't even get to finish my sentence. He's like, oh, let's go do it up in my green room. I'm like, what?
I didn't know that.
Okay. And then he's like, yeah, you want to go right now? I'm like, sure, let's do it. And so I run over there, just like, hey, Basil.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I thought Chris did like some finessing. Be like, oh my god, hey man, just listen real quick.
In my car, I offered it to Shane.
Please, just
Dude,
come see us.
I will tell you when.
Really my pleasure. Like, you guys are really sweet.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I will tell everyone listening that when Chris went to go get the mics and I was following Shane up here, it really felt like I was gonna get murdered.
Yeah, he walked in here, he's like, am I gonna get murdered?
Yeah, because he straight up like.
And then I had to pee so bad, and there was people in the room. I was like, okay, introduce yourself, and I just left the room.
Yeah, it was so funny because like, Shane went like I was following Shane. He wasn't even looking at me. Like it just looked like he was leading me somewhere, and I was like,
I think part of it is because he thought we were gonna go downstairs to get the stuff, and like last minute I said, just follow him.
Yeah, like just follow. And I was like, oh fuck it, whatever. This dude's dressed as Donnie Darko, looking all fucking all hunched over, and I'm just like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Wait, I have a quick anecdote about Long Beach, real quick. Okay. So I do Lyft drives sometimes, and I was doing it at night recently, and then I had to take someone to the Queen Mary, and they were doing this like Dark Harbor fucking nights. I was stuck like on a fucking bridge for like 20 minutes.
Don't fucking go to Dark Harbor. Okay, this is the only thing bad I have to say about Long Beach. Fuck Dark Harbor. Don't go. Why? Because it's fucking stupid. We waited in a line for like an hour and a half just to get in. Okay, so we waited in the car to get to where we would get dropped off for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, that was me.
We got out of the car, we waited an hour and a half to get in, and then it was just fucking stopes. Lame. It was lame.
I agree. Thank you. Yeah. I'm glad we can find some common ground. Dark Harbor.
No, we got more than that in common.
That should ruin. Sure. Yeah, that should ruin my night. It ruined Shane's night.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid.
Yeah, Long Beach, get it together.
I just said something bad.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
we're gonna.
Pleasure, guys.
We have one more question that Chris has been asking everybody when we end.
And I think this is very fitting for someone that is fucking running this shit. But for again, if anybody's listening to this, it's mostly because they're familiar with your shit and they're big fanatics. But for the people who have never heard a Bane's World song or don't even know who you are yet, how would you pitch for them to check you out?
Listen to it if you like it. Thanks. Thank you so much.
There
if
you
don't, that's totally cool.
And there you go. No more. The most peaceful response I could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
So
good? Yeah, there was. It's good. There was. If you want to listen to it, go ahead. But
this was like
very like.
This is like thank you regardless.
You know what that is?
You're so zen.
It's you know what it is? It's big dick energy. He's like.
Oh my god! Not even the podcast. I'll save this for you guys.
Yeah, dude, big dick energy. All right, thank you so much, everybody. This has been Angel, Chris.
We're signing off.
Fucking
Thanks
Shane from
Later.
Bane. Bye. Fuck
yeah.
Dude, I get my initial my instant reactions after listening to that is just like how fucking nice of a guy Shane is.
What a swell dude. Like I liked his music before, but I remember when we were driving back to our Airbnb after that, like we were blasting it, and it just sounded so much sweeter to me. It just sounded like this is music from a great guy.
Mm-hmm. And you just, I don't know, man. He just gave off such good energy, such big dick energy, as you heard.
That big dick energy was really soothing.
And I don't know, man. Like he's such a zen. I mentioned like you're so zen. Like he's just such a peaceful dude.
Yeah.
Such a nice guy. And he didn't have to do any of the things. He didn't have to.
Absolutely not.
He didn't have to invite us to his fucking green room to do it. But he did. Because that's the kind of person he is.
Yeah.
Fuck Dark Harbor. Like Shane said.
Yeah. And, you know, for someone like this was the one I feel like me and Angel were like, of all the bands we're gonna like, this is probably the one we're gonna have to like accept that we won't get. We like, even me, I was like, we're probably not, just because he's the main guy. Everyone's gonna be wanting to talk to him, and like, even when he came in, I believe he came in with like his entourage or his friends.
Yeah,
but you know,
he was like, he came into the green room for a few minutes and then he disappeared like a dragon, like an elusive dragon.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, this might be the toughest one. So that's why when I saw him going down the stairs, I'm like, all right, I have one chance to try to shoot my shot, and if not, and then look where it got us.
Boom.
Not only did he surprise us by giving us such a great interview, not only did I realize I had like a fucking full circle connection with him through my via my movie, not only did he fucking like just say that like we were like sweet and all that, and that we bonded over like just separate things. It just it literally, any artist take note. Interactions like this, just being just like genuine and sincere and just a good person, like I'm not even kidding, it just made his music that much better to me. I love all these. I listen to all of them and I'm like, I love this.
Yeah,
it elevates
it elevates your music when you can when you find out the person making it is such a genuine nice person like that.
Yeah.
And I think their interactions with people like me, because like in the grand scheme of things,
Hi, I'm Matt. I play guitar.
I'm Shane. I play guitar and sing.
I'm Vince. I play bass.
I'm Antonio, and I play drums. Well, it sounds weird going through that.
I got mine already. Potatoes.
Pasta.
Corn.
Can it be like a whole meal or like a dish of like a way? I like Korean barbecue.
You want the brisket?
I want brisket, a spicy sauce. Going to jail for tax evasion.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I didn't used to be afraid of that.
I guess dying.
Yeah.
That's
a good one.
Memory loss.
Of all time. What's yours?
I like Happy Gilmore a lot. It made when I was like in middle school and like I wasn't doing good in school, and like he had like he had like all this bad shit happening to him, and I would watch it like every night because it would make me feel a little less bad about my life.
Wow. I mean,
it's really difficult.
I actually really like. I know it's like a hipster answer, you know, but like Fight Club. Bro, I love that movie. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Fight Club gets real.
Do you have a favorite movie?
Star Wars: Attack of the Clones.
What?
I love that movie so much.
Is that the second one?
That's the second one.
Yeah,
that one's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I like all those.
Well, we always roast marshmallows by the fire after a show. That's kind of our thing.
Yeah, it's like s'mores and stuff.
Yeah.
We get her what is it called? The Snuggies. We get her Snuggies.
We just have like a movie night after shows and just like eat s'mores and.
We usually watch the Saw series
and drink wine.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah. I think we're on Saw 3 right now.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I changed my favorite movie. It's Sex and the City 2. It's so fucking bad. It's like literally like abhorrent. Like
I never seen the first one.
They go to like the Middle East and are like teaching like Middle Eastern women like how to like have fun. It's really bad.
Yeah, it's pretty
it's
bad.
Like, not okay. Yeah.
That's a bad movie.
Yeah. No, it came out in 2011. I was like, how did you think this was okay? Yeah.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
We made a lot of progress.
You know, I heard the movie Paddington was really good.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like the little bear.
Yeah, I heard it was like one of the best movies of 2018.
The movie I really hate is a 50 Shades Darker. Besides music, I want to be a professional gamer. No, I don't really want to, but I like to play video games. But yeah, I don't know. I want to be a chef. I like to cook.
Well, I do like paint and stuff.
You're an artist.
He's an artist.
Yeah, bro. I'm an artist, bro. Oh, loser.
Drink a bunch of whiskey.
I have to give Shane a massage all the time.
Oh yeah. He gives good massages.
Crack his back.
Well, he'll just like stretch me out.
He's good at that shit.
Sounds weird, but that was not in like a weird way. I didn't mean that.
The best TikTok I've seen, there's this guy, he's in like an all green suit. He gets into he gets into like a storage bin that's like blue. Yeah, and then you don't know what the fuck's going on. There's like no context. And he sits down and there's like a song playing, like a really bass boosted song, but it hasn't dropped yet. And then once it drops, he like put a plant that had the same composition and colors in the same spot. So he basically turns it into a plant. You'd have to see it. It's tight as hell. And then it opened up a whole nother door for like TikTokers, I feel like. Now people do funny shit on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. TikTok is lit.
There's one with like this girl who does a bunch of cooking videos by the river. And she like just makes all this food like outside, and then she always, when she's done cooking, she puts on lipstick and eats it. It's pretty weird, but yeah. Who? Selena Gomez?
Selena
I'd
Gomez.
marry her so fast. I would kill Ashley Tisdale. And who was the other one? Vanessa Hudgens?
Yeah, Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know her.
Alright.
You know the business.
I would respect all three of them.
Yeah! Come on. Yeah.
The question is kind of a loaded gun,
Yeah.
so to speak.
You gotta say someone deserves to die.
Yeah.
It's a little tough.
No.
No, me, no.
No.
No fucking comment.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
He had to answer, man. There's secretly a gun.
I really like Selena Gomez though.
I mean, I said Sex and the City 2 is my favorite movie, so you can't really.
And the hard work to way back.
Yeah.
Has a good linear plot on it though.
A fan asked us that?
Yeah.
Well, making music recording, like, you get kind of high off of it, and like, it's really nice to just like sit there and listen to what you made. Not to just like sit there and be like, oh, this is the best thing ever, but like, it's just this feeling that you don't get from anything else, really. And playing music live is just fun because it's just like a blast, you know, like you're on stage with a bunch of your friends and chilling. We're friends. Yeah. Anybody else?
It's fun playing live with Shane.
Music is fun.
I like playing live when you can like really reach another person. Like you can see in someone in the audience is like into it, and then you're like on the same wavelength, and you know that. And while you're doing what you're doing, like you're thinking about them. I don't know, you know, it's kind of it's like a connection is formed, and that's really interesting and rewarding. That's like the most rewarding part of it, I think, honestly.
Do you like keep eye contact with just one person?
No, it's like you can see someone is like cued into what you're doing, right? That they care. Of what you're doing, like, and your other band members too. It's like a whole you know network that starts to form. It's awesome. I love it.
Me first.
You go ahead. Try. What's that one high school we played at? Or one of those sweaty Long Beach warehouses. Oh, when we first started playing that one high school that we played at. That was memorable for me. Just because that one rapper was there too and they cut him off because it was a high school and he was cussing too much.
Yeah.
It was ganged up.
The venue was cool overall though. Like if the situation wasn't what it was and at surface level, it would have just been really cool. Like it was at the top of the parking structure. They had a projector going on in the next building.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And it was cool, but it was just like a thing for a high school.
It was a troll.
We didn't get paid.
Yeah, they told us they were gonna pay us and they didn't. That's not like why we do it, but like when somebody says like when somebody says like they're gonna pay you and then they don't, kind of sucks.
Like a high school
and it was far away too.
Empty promises. I think that was the most annoying thing. It's like this kid couldn't have learned this lesson like with other people.
Yeah.
But it was fun playing.
Yeah, it was fun.
We always have fun playing. And that was like early days, so we were fucking anxious just to play. It's super fun. Still is.
Yeah, I like this venue, the Observatory. It's real nice. San Francisco Great American Music Hall. That place is really cool. Yeah.
How'd you say so?
I wasn't very nice. I don't think I was very nice in high school. Grown up a lot. I mean, it's been a long time since I was in high school. Yeah, I don't know. I just grew up a little bit.
What about you guys?
Well, I think it's just part of growing up is you change, you know? And it just so happened that I feel, you know, especially with Shane, that while he grew up, a lot of other things occurred hand in hand with him getting older. So it's kind of synonymous to him just changing overall as an adult and changing as a person.
If you haven't progressed since high school, and it's been a handful of years, like, you need to get on it.
I guess more confident.
That's good. I need to work on that.
Let's all say hi. I'm Shane from Bane's World.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Hi, I'm Shane from Bane's World, and we're chilling with Nothing Mag.
Yeah.
Is that right? Nothing TV.
Okay.
Wait.
Nothing Mag TV.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Shane from Bane's World, and we're chilling with
Nothing Mag TV.
Alright, let's do
Okay.
that.
1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Shane from Bane's World, and I'm chilling with Nothing Mag TV.
So how did Bane's World start? Like, what was the genesis of it for you, and how to get to where we are?
My friend asked me to start playing guitar in his band, and I had always played guitar and never really took it super seriously, but he came to me and he was like, hey, I'm like recording all this music by myself, I'm playing all the instruments. I was like, whoa, that's really fucking cool. And then I played in his band for a while, and then I eventually got like my own recording stuff, and I just started making music and posting it on SoundCloud, and it just kind of took off. I just kept doing it and like basically just did it for myself.
Yeah.
And then people started to take interest in it, and I would just do like solo shows, or like if I had people who could play with me, I would do it. But I'm playing with an amazing group of guys, and they're really inspiring me every time I play with them. So
that's awesome.
I think I'm gonna work with them on some stuff, and
cool.
See what happens.
So I have to ask, I'm assuming the name has something to do with Wayne's World. Like, how did you come up with the name?
Oh man, people ask me this all the time, and I feel like they would get upset, but it's like I haven't seen that movie since I was probably like 8, and nothing really like sticks out to me about it. But
okay.
I didn't have my nickname in high school was Bane.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, Bane's World, that kind of sounds sick. Like,
yeah.
I don't know why I decided to do that. I mean, I guess I obviously knew it was like Bane's World, but I'm not like a giant fan of that movie. I've always been a huge fan of Mac DeMarco and Home Shake, and just like, you know, my parents always put me onto really great music. My dad loves the blues, and my mom like loves the Beatles and like Bruce Springsteen and all that kind of stuff. So it was just a melting pot of like everything that they showed me, and just basically what I was able to do. You know, it wasn't very forced, I don't think. It was just like, whenever I sat down to make something, I would want to make something beautiful. And like, that's kind of like, that's how I would get there, you know? That's what I think is beautiful, at least.
So I feel like you, going along with what I was saying before, you really kind of blew up last year. How did you react to that?
Like the Tyler the Creator stuff?
Yeah.
And I remember I woke up one morning to like being tagged in like on his Instagram, and like so many people were just like, oh my god, Shane, look at this. And I woke up like, whoa, like that's
crazy.
So surreal.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not real, you know? Like you wake up and it's like it's a blessing, you know? Yeah, it's like it's been small steps, and then some really big steps, and then smaller, you know? Right. It's like we're riding the roller coaster up.
Riding the wave.
Someday it'll go down.
Oh my god.
The cons of like Coachella or Flog Gnaw is like, if you're not the headliner, then you don't really like, not like, you get like a really nice trailer and like a nice place to relax, but like getting in is a pain in the ass, and like you know, the security will treat you like shit unless you're like the top of the top. And it's just like, I don't really do good with like festivals. Kind of like overwhelms me and makes me really tired. But yeah, I like intimate stuff, you know? I like stuff
where people who are there to see, like, they're there to see you, you know, because that's when I give my best shows. It's like,
Going off of that, like how have you kind of structured your live show, going from just like recording these tracks in your bedroom onto like a live performance with a full band?
yeah, well, I have to credit the band itself, you know, because we'll sit down and we'll be like, oh, well, this is what we can do, and like everybody has an input. I want their skill to reflect like what we end up doing. And the guys I'm playing with now are really incredible, so we have a very solid set nowadays. And like, yeah, I think that I don't like restrict them from doing anything, because I think that I have a very malleable music, you know, like the songs can be put into any kind of style. So I think that if we want to do it like country western style, we can do it country western style. If we want to do it like super jazzy, we can do it super jazzy.
So you haven't released any music since like 2016. Is there something coming? Like, what's coming? Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, I've been recording ever since then. You know, I haven't stopped recording. It's just I want this to be like my piece de resistance. You know, like I want it to be like the best.
Yeah, of
I want it
course.
to be like a Well, when I was making Drowsy, I had made like a good like 25 or 30 songs, and I like just picked those ones off my SoundCloud and just put them all on a compilation thing. But I want this to be like, you know, 12 or so songs of like the best stuff that I've made, but I'm not posting it.
Right.
I'm keeping it all for myself, and then when I'm done, I can just pick these songs and then maybe save the other ones for later. But yeah, something's coming, hopefully this year.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you taking like any kind of a different approach to it than the last project, or like what can we?
Kind of. It's a lot more keyboards.
Okay.
It's a lot like cleaner sounding. I'm trying to figure out my vocals a little bit differently. Trying to do more like vocal runs, or like just like more of a singer kind of thing. I want to just like make people happy with my music and make myself happy with my music, and you know, keep supporting myself, and you know, buy my mom a big house, buy myself a big house, and have a bunch of animals running around in my house. I just want to be happy. That's the end goal.
Of course.
And I want to keep doing it forever.
Finn, do you have anything you want to add? Do you like Nardwar? Like.
What's up, Austin Underground? Chilling with Shane from Bane's World today. Super excited to meet you, man. Dude.
Very nice to meet you too, man.
So how has your South by experience been so far?
It's been really sick. We played a show on a boat yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
And so we got to see the city from the lake or the river.
From
Lady Bird.
Lady Bird Lake, yes, sir.
And it was just like, it was like mind-blowing, you know?
Boat show, man.
And it's super hectic, but at the same time, it's not as hectic as like an actual music festival.
Right.
You know, like a Coachella or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's comfortable, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's just like kind of sensory overload in the best of ways.
In the best of ways, yeah. It's a good way to experience the city, you know, come in, see the fresh new faces, and, you know, it's great that you get to bring in your music too and show it to so many new people as well. So, continuing on, man. I want to know about your songwriting process. You know, where do you guys begin when you start your song? Do you start with those dreamy chords you got, your bass lines, your vocals? Can you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, well, my music that I have recorded is like basically just all me, and so it was like I like to come up with like chords for guitar.
Right.
Actually, no. When I'm like just recording, I don't ever really write songs outside of like a workstation program like GarageBand or anything like that. So I'll figure out the drums first. Drums are always the hardest for me. And so then drums, then chords, and then the lyrics come last.
Okay.
Always, yeah.
Very cool. So
Yeah.
you kind of like layer it from the bottom to the top.
Yeah,
rather.
so I can kind of mold. I think it's super important to have your lyrics kind of reflect the mood that the music makes.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you tell us some about your influences or maybe your contemporaries?
Yeah. Well, my parents raised me on like blues and like the Beatles, of course.
Right.
Bruce Springsteen, and like my dad is the blues guy. My mom is the Beatles lady.
Oh yeah.
So, but
that's a good mix.
So like Stevie Ray Vaughan is a really big influence on me for guitar.
Right.
And
especially with that beautiful Gretsch that you have too.
Yeah, man. Oh, I love Gretsch. I actually just bought a new one, and it's waiting at home for me right now.
Oh yeah? What's the color on that bad boy?
It's called Broadway Jade.
Ooh, Broadway
It's
Jade.
it's like a almost a minty green.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really nice.
That sounds nice. I feel like it'll fit your aesthetic very well too.
Yeah, man.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, tell us about what kind of vibe do you like to bring whenever you're coming out with your music? What's the feeling that you try to go for?
Every time I make a song, I basically just try to make like the most beautiful thing that I've ever heard.
Right.
Kind of, but even though it might not be at the end, but that's what I go for, you know?
Yeah.
I want it to be beautiful, like pretty.
It
you
is.
know?
Your aesthetic is very beautiful. It's very, dreamy and like nice to listen to. But I think we need some more, man. When can we see some new releases?
This year.
Yeah. Are we looking at a EP?
I think you're looking at an album.
At an album.
I think you're looking at an album.
You heard it here first, folks.
Maybe first or second. You heard it here first or second.
First or second. It's going around the block, but you heard it from us first.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's really exciting. Any time frame for that?
Probably later in the year. I'm not done with it, but hopefully I will be very soon when I'm back home and I have some time to keep recording. And
sounds good.
I have some collaborators now that I'm really like looking forward to work with. And
all right, who's your dream collaborator?
Actually, the guys that are in my band right now.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they're like,
that's awesome. They put on a great performance.
Yeah,
today,
they're amazing, dude. They're so good. But somebody who's maybe up there, D'Angelo.
D'Angelo.
Where you at, man? I'd love to make a beautiful R&B song.
Come on out.
I always name drop D'Angelo.
He's
whenever
big.
I can.
I could totally see a Bane's World featuring D'Angelo.
Yeah,
though.
or D'Angelo featuring Bane's World.
Either way,
I'll take what I can get.
For sure, man. For sure.
Sorry.
Well, this has been an awesome time talking with you, man. Keep making the great music that you do. We're so excited to hear what you got coming out next, and good luck to you, man.
Thank you, Ryan.
Appreciate it, Shane.
Yeah, appreciate you too, man.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. Catch you around.
What's up, everybody? My name is Lee Shaner, and you're tuned into You Feel Me. What's up, everybody? Here we are, sitting in front of this icy light blue background with the wavy neon sign, because today's theme is chill. And chill kind of doesn't need a lot of explaining. We picked Bane's World to represent chill because, like, man, your music is pretty fucking chill. It's something that I could turn on and just clean the house to, or vibe to, study to, and so, yeah, we just thought that kind of like nice Southern California lo-fi vibe just fits the chill mood very perfectly. So here we are sitting with Shane.
Hey, guys.
How's it going, bro?
It's good.
Good.
Yeah.
Drove up from Long Beach, right? Born and raised there or what?
Yep.
Yeah,
Born and raised.
Tell me about Long Beach. What was it like growing up there?
Pretty mellow, I had a pretty standard high school career.
Yeah.
Middle school was cool. Elementary school was cool. I felt very, centered there. Grew up skateboarding and just around a bunch of really good people, I think. You can find those anywhere, though, but it was really cool.
How did your folks end up in Long Beach, do you know?
They moved around a bunch, but I think they were in like Artesia right before I was born, and then they just found a house in Long Beach. And
they're Californian as well?
My mom was born in London, and my dad is from, he's from like Central California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they just had like the beach in their blood, or what? And they just wanted to get out to Southern California?
Maybe. I think they figured they had already had my two sisters. I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
I think they just wanted to find a place to kind of settle down.
Yeah.
And then we haven't moved since then.
Were you guys closer to the beach or closer inland in the city part of Long Beach?
We're closer. We're pretty close to the beach, but we're also like closer to Lakewood.
Okay.
So it's kind of in the city, but it doesn't feel far because it's like 15 minutes to the beach.
Was it something you grew up like going to the beach all the time?
Yeah, we would go to the bay. There's a nice bay in Long Beach. The water's pretty gross in Long Beach.
Yeah,
but
I take my dog down to the Rosie's Dog Beach in Long Beach. Have you ever been to that one?
Yeah.
It's like a dog zoo. There's just like 1,000 dogs running around, and the water there is disgusting.
Pretty nasty.
Yeah.
But also, on the other hand, you're really close to like Seal Beach and Sunset Beach. It gets better the farther down you go.
Yeah, so did you grow up surfing and shit too?
I didn't grow up surfing, but my high school had a surf team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I joined the surf team because I didn't make the basketball team.
Yeah, seems like a fair trade.
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
it turned out to be like one of the best things I ever did.
So you picked up surfing in high school. Stick with it.
I haven't done it in a long time, but it was
Yeah.
kind of like almost immediate.
Yeah.
Like I picked it up because I skateboarded and I was friends with all the seniors on the team because my sister had just graduated and she was friends with them, and they kind of taught me and took me under their wing, and it was
Nice.
just fun and easy, and
Yeah.
it was chill. Yeah.
Yeah. Were they like, hey man, here's how to not be a kook?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly that. I smoked weed for my first time with them.
Nice.
And,
Yeah. So you got an older sister?
Yeah.
Any other siblings?
I have two older sisters. One's like,
So you're the baby and you're the baby boy.
Yeah.
How much older are they?
The oldest is 36, and
Damn,
the
shock.
middle
You're not
child.
supposed to you're just supposed to say how many years older. Now you're not supposed to put
No,
your
she's
sister's age on
13
blast.
years
Yeah.
older than me,
So
and
she's-
I'm 22.
Yeah, yeah. So there you go. Do the
They
math.
can do the math.
Yeah, yeah.
But I already blew
And
it.
was your middle sister closer in your age or no?
She is
a few years older.
A few years older.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess that I'm trying to figure out the family dynamic. Was it something where they like babied you and babysat you, or were you like part of the peer group of the middle sister, or no?
Well, the older sister, Leah, she would babysit me a lot.
Yeah.
And my middle sister, Karina,
Would just bully you?
Yeah, she was evil, kind of, but
Yeah.
we're really close now. All of us are pretty close now.
Yeah.
I like the way I love our dynamic. My family's dynamic is really cool. But
That's
yeah,
really
they would take care of me since there was that age difference, and my oldest sister Leah was like just starting to get into trouble when she started to take care of me. So I had to get a new babysitter, but.
Well, I feel like your oldest sister is in a cool age group to be growing up in Long Beach, because she was probably catching like the tail end of the Sublime blowing up, and No Doubt and all that shit.
Yeah.
Was she like into cool music?
She was into cool music. She loves, actually the year I was born, 96,
Yeah.
I think she always says is her favorite year for music. She loves like just to name one, K's Choice. She loves K's Choice.
I know K's Choice. They have a song called I Smoke a Lot. Have you heard that?
No, I haven't. I know there's like the Butterflies
Yeah.
one. She likes like Ani DeFranco, like an
Yeah.
acoustic. She like Jeff Buckley.
Okay,
who She
yeah.
always pushes that onto me. She's like, you look just like Jeff
I was just about
Buckley."
to say, once you said Jeff Buckley, I'm like, yo, you look like Jeff Buckley, low key.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do a cover of Hallelujah or what? That's a Leonard Cohen song, but Jeff Buckley killed it.
I've been trying to like perfect my cover of Lover You Should Have Come Over.
Okay.
But I hear that you'll get in trouble for doing that if you don't do a good job.
Properly, yeah. He
Yeah.
has an angelic voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was music an early thing for you? Did you pick up on it like as a...
Yeah, my dad was always in bands.
What kind of bands was he in?
Like rockabilly stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Bluegrass, rockabilly kind of stuff.
Is he all tatted down? Shit, like a straight Long Beach dude?
No,
or
he's not super tatted. He's
Yeah.
got a few.
Yeah.
He waited until his mom passed, just out of respect.
Okay.
Because she hated him. But
Yeah.
there was always a guitar in my house, and we were always like sitting around and singing. And he would play guitar. I didn't learn to play guitar until I was 9, and I asked for one for my birthday, and he's like, all right, let's go. And we went to Guitar Center. We got that like $100 amp guitar deal.
Yeah, totally.
And he taught me I got it home and I didn't know how to play it, and I cried.
Yeah.
I just cried and cried
You
because
thought
I
it
was
would
like,
just be
yeah, I
natural.
thought I would just know how to do it.
Yeah.
And then he taught me like 3 chords, and then when I could come back and play those 3 chords at any like time
you a
that he
few
would
more.
call them out, he'd teach me 3 more.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the extent of what he taught me. And then the rest of it was just kind of guitar was in the background. It was something I would always pick up and play, maybe impress a couple girls if I wanted to.
Right.
And I was 18, and my friend Max started a band, and he was recording all this stuff by himself.
Yeah.
And that was like a turning point for me, where it was like, whoa, you can just do this, and you can record stuff, and I got a little more serious about it.
Yeah, so 18 was the turning point, but it was always there in your life. And
Right.
so, besides your dad being in bands, what were your folks' like careers?
I had a lot of jobs. And none of them.
No, not your jobs. Hold on. What were your parents' jobs?
Oh,
yeah. What'd your dad do for work?
My dad is like a contractor for the Navy, and he would do like a lot of contracting stuff. He's kind of like a handyman. He can weld and does a lot of different stuff. And
like a rockabilly handyman. That sounds like a very manly dude.
yeah, he's He's a manly guy.
Yeah, right.
I love him.
Was he pushing you into sports and stuff too? Did you play sports growing up?
No, I did. I played like t-ball and soccer. I hated it.
Okay, yeah.
I think I didn't like team sports.
Yeah, if
very
your
much.
baseball career ended at t-ball, I would say you didn't actually play baseball.
Yeah, no, I didn't play baseball.
There you go.
But I was never, and he was never like, oh, you got to do this. He was
Yeah.
always like, do what you want.
Just fucking chill,
Do
yeah.
what you want and do what makes you happy. And like, I found skateboarding, which is like kind of a solo sport, but you're with a bunch of people the whole time, and it's
Right.
like you're pushing off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And
when did you pick up skating?
I got my first board when I was like really little, and then I
Yeah.
learned how to ollie when I was like 10.
Yeah, right.
And then it just went from there. I was like obsessed.
Yeah, totally.
Obsessing over it.
It is a very like OCD sport.
Yeah,
repetition,
just over and
muscle
over and over
memory,
again.
and failing and getting up again and failing and getting up again. It teaches you how to take a loss to get a win. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. What does your mom do for work?
She owns a dance studio.
Really? What kind of dance?
All kinds.
All kinds?
Contemporary,
Yeah.
jazz, ballet, hip hop.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And so,
can I plug it?
Yeah, please.
The dance company in Long Beach. Go.
The
Take
dance
some
company?
classes. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Dance
very,
Co.
That's very easy to remember. Did you take a lot of dancing lessons from her?
I took one. I
Yeah.
did it for a year. It was a tap and ballet combo.
How was that?
I had fun, I think, when I was doing it. And then after the recital, I went up to her and I looked at her. She always tells me this. I looked at her and I go, that's cheesy. And I never wanted to do it again.
That's cheesy. That's funny, man. Your skate homies that you picked up in Long Beach, were they all like kindred spirits, kind of into the same kind of things as you?
Kind of, yeah. Everybody was all into music and like DIY stuff. And we got more into it as we got older. And like it was kind of in the, like I said, in the background, like music was in the background.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played guitar with a lot of the people I skated with. I played video games. And
were you guys skating parks or street or
both?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have El Dorado skate park, like is in my backyard.
Oh, yeah.
And we would go there like every day. That was like every day in the summer, like
Really?
8 hours a day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tight.
Go hang out.
Are there a lot of like house shows in Long Beach stuff? I always look at, like, you just brought up DIY stuff, and I look at that area of Long Beach and South LA as having a lot of like backyard shows, and that's where a lot of this new scene comes from, I think.
Yeah, that's what I started doing.
Yeah.
That's where I still am super surprised that like I can play shows that have like production value.
Stages.
Yeah, exactly, and they're not gonna get rolled up by the cops.
Right.
And there's still a lot of like art shows and just backyard shows that I'll still go to. They'll
Yeah.
pop up, and yeah, it's really cool to see that that's where you start.
Yeah.
And
do you remember the first like house show or garage show that you went to?
First one that I went to, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Were there any of those type of shows that you went to where you were like, oh, like this is like officially my shit now? Like this is what I live for? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. I think it was like the first concert that I went to. It might have not
What was
been a
that?
house show. I think it was Warpaint and like Surfer Blood, and I think the Growlers might have played, but that was at the Observatory.
Okay, yeah.
And that was like, whoa, that was like the first show I went to without my parents. And I was
Yeah.
just with all my buddies, and
That's tight.
I was like, whoa, like this is cool.
Yeah,
this is really
right.
fun.
That little bit of freedom, that first taste of freedom.
Yeah.
How old were you?
15, 16.
So one of your friends probably drove you guys
Yeah,
there?
exactly.
Yeah, you get to drink a beer or something
Yeah,
without your
no,
parents
maybe
tripping?
not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, well, who knows?
Who knows?
We're
I
not
don't
stitching.
remember.
Yeah. So what were you like in school as a kid? Were you a studious kid? Were you into like writing? Were you into reading? Did you take music classes?
I never took music classes,
Yeah.
no. I loved multiplication.
Math.
I really liked math.
You're a math guy.
But here, I'll start. I was good in school until middle school. I got a little shaky, but I was never like failing.
Yeah.
And then high school is when I met the kids that were like, hey, don't go to school today.
Yeah.
Like, don't go to school today. Come over and smoke weed. And
Yeah.
like, I pretty much like failed 10th grade. Like, I
Really?
got like all Fs, and I had to like really hustle to get on track.
Yeah.
And I ended up like realizing like, can't fuck around like that. You know, like I had to do it, and I got back on and did extra packets, and I finished high school. And
Nice. So
Yeah.
did you have to retake 10th grade, or you just like summer schooled it through, powered through?
I did summer school, and then I didn't end up going to my classes in summer
school either?
Yeah, I would ditch.
What would you guys do when you ditch?
I would
what's a day
ditch
like?
by myself. Summer school, I would ditch, and I would like go to the park. I had just started smoking cigarettes, so
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, let's go to the park and smoke cigarettes, and
Yeah.
I would just be alone. And then the other days where I would ditch, probably just smoke and just be an idiot.
Skipping by yourself, that sounds so like uneventful.
It was, but it was better than going to school for me.
Yeah.
Because I was so far in that hole of already messing up, like being
it felt like an unclimbable mountain or something.
It was just kind of escaping for me.
Yeah, and so what would you do during those escapes? Was it a lot of like sitting and thinking, or would you just work on skating, or were you?
It was like sitting and thinking. I remember this one day specifically where I found like they had comedy on Pandora.
Yeah.
And I just remember walking through the park and smoking. And I'm all about like, if there's something going on that I don't like in my life, I'll push it away and I'll escape it and I'll just won't think about it. So yeah, it was a lot of thinking, but not about like, if that thought entered in my head, like, God, I'm not going to graduate.
How can I distract myself?
Yeah, I would just instantly lock onto something else.
Yeah,
and
so you just listening to comedy on Pandora?
Yeah.
What comedians did you discover? Do you remember?
I don't remember, no. It was
yeah.
probably just some B-list stuff. But,
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it was
so you
pretty dark
managed to
time.
get through high school just by the skin of your teeth.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
was college an option, or you were just over it?
It was, and I went.
Yeah, where'd you go?
I went to Golden West in
Okay.
Huntington Beach. I just took my prerequisites, and guess what? I started a ditch.
Yeah.
Started a ditch. It wasn't really that I wanted to do it. I did not want to do it.
It's
but
a lot easier to ditch in college too.
Yeah,
nobody's looking for you.
Nobody's telling you what to do.
Yeah.
And I found out pretty quickly that that's not what I wanted to do.
Did you move out of the house at that point, or are you still staying at the house?
I was still at the house.
Yeah.
I was still staying at the house, and it wasn't something that my parents were like, you have to do this or you're out.
Yeah.
It was like, go to college and have a part-time job, or don't go to college and work full-time kind of a thing.
What was your part-time job?
I think when I was in college, I was working at UPS.
Oh, yeah.
Graveyard shift.
Like in the warehouse?
Yeah.
How's that? Did you wear headphones?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only had like 3 albums on my phone, so I'd listen to the same albums over and over
What were
again.
those 3?
King Cruel. It was like a chopped and screwed of 6 feet beneath the moon.
Yeah.
And then some Unknown Mortal Orchestra album, and then Home Shake in the Shower. And I would listen to that every night over and over. And
I didn't know that I didn't know anybody chopped and screwed the King Cruel record. That's
yeah,
so
it was
sick.
pretty sick.
Well, the Unknown Mortal Orchestra record, was it the one with So Good at Being in Trouble on it?
Yep.
Fucking love that album.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
so good.
I loved it too.
I accidentally found out about them because I just went to some show at the Hammer Museum, and they were opening for, I want to say Best Coast maybe or something, and I was just like, who is this?
I was super into Best Coast, too.
I loved Best Coast. Yeah,
Yeah.
their first record was like real, that was fantastic.
That was like just like sad love music. Like
yeah.
Yeah, it really takes me back. Now that I think about it, it takes me back to a time in my life.
Yeah, it's interesting how that wasn't that long ago, but it already seems like a foregone era. You know what I mean? Yeah. What other bands were like really speaking to you at that point in your life? You remember?
Mac, for sure.
Okay, yeah.
Mac was, I remember my buddy Max showed me Mac.
Yeah.
And 2
DeMarco, yes?
DeMarco,
That's
yeah.
who we're talking
Mac
about, yeah.
DeMarco.
Okay.
It just, it like kind of drilled a hole in my brain. Like he made his place in my mind.
Yeah, burrowed deep in there.
Yeah.
What's it like to tour with him then after that?
It's kind of surreal.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another thing that I'm good at is like not getting so in my head about it. Like if I feel weird thinking about it, so I just stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, the place, like how far I've gotten, which isn't like really that far in retrospect, or if you look.
Yeah.
It's still really crazy to me that I was just that kid who was watching him, like, and now I play shows with him. And
right.
like,
that's sick.
it's really bizarre.
Yeah. So at the UPS, as you're ditching classes during the day and then going to work in the warehouse at night, how was your mental health doing? Were you in a good place? Were you happy, or were you like, fuck, this sucks, I got to figure something out?
I wasn't depressed,
Yeah.
I would say, but I was, it kind of had the same feeling of the high school thing. It was like almost an impending doom. Like at some point I'm going to have to tell my mom that I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And like, I'm going to have to stop, you know, keeping it a secret. But I wasn't depressed, you know, I think I still had like my good friends, and I was like, that was when I was really starting to record.
So you had already met Max and was starting to like kind of see what he was doing.
Yeah.
What were you guys recording on? What was he working on that kind of changed?
GarageBand.
GarageBand,
Yeah. I still use GarageBand.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what's the home setup like? Are you guys just line into electric guitars and then playing drums on the keyboard, or
Yeah, basically that. Yeah, I don't mic up my amps still just because I'm lazy.
Yeah,
and I find that it works just as well sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, it was super basic stuff. Just like you have a MIDI controller. You have like you don't even have a condenser mic yet. You're just using like an SM58.
Totally.
And it's super basic.
Did you have
stuff.
a mic stand at least?
I did. Yeah.
Because I remember like one of the first times I ever tried recording, like we had an SM58 that we must have bought at Radio Shack or something, but we didn't have a mic stand because that was too expensive. So we like rigged up, like we duct taped it to a toilet paper roll to the desk, and tried to like make a makeshift mic stand.
Yeah.
And I was like, this has got to be the
work?
worst thing. Yeah, I mean, it worked fine.
If it
would
works.
tilt over sometimes, we just have to tape it back
Yeah.
up. But I mean,
Dude,
anything to
bootleg
get it
stuff
done,
is-
you know?
Exactly. And like when you're so caught, like when you want to do something, you're gonna find a way to make it happen.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I really think that with a lot of things in life, if you're passionate enough, you will teach yourself, right? And sometimes if you're trying to pursue, this is bad, and I want you kids to stay in school, but sometimes if you're like pursuing perhaps an art degree or something, oftentimes I pursued an art degree, and I look back and I go, if I would have really been passionate about that, I probably would have taught myself, and now I don't use that art degree that frequently anymore because I taught myself to do other shit. Right? So at that point, you're 18, and when you see Max recording, do you instantly go home and be like, okay, I gotta like start shedding myself and doing this myself?
That was like when I sat down and like I was playing in his band live too.
Yeah.
So I decided that I was going to try to write songs.
Yeah.
And so I had a couple demos, and then I was like, hey man, do you think you can help me? Like how are you doing this? And I had no idea what an interface was or anything like that. And he's like, oh, I just have an interface, plug it into GarageBand. And I went to his house, and I was kind of like secretly like, all right, what is this thing?
Right.
Like taking
Sneaking
notes.
photos with your iPhone.
Taking
and
notes.
shit. Yeah.
And I ended up getting my own interface and just kind of starting from scratch.
Just
and
like a little
figuring-
cheapo M audio or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was an M audio interface.
Yeah.
Just like 2 inputs with the 2 mic inputs. Really bad, but it worked. And that's like what I used for a really long time. And I started making demos and posting them on SoundCloud.
Yeah, when you guys are playing out in what was Max's band called again?
Max Gardner.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
just his name.
It's just his name. Okay,
Yeah.
so what kind of shows are you guys playing?
Like almost warehouse shows, but like at like boutique shops or like thrift shops that are like family owned.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Backyard shows.
Like mostly in Long Beach, or were you guys getting up to LA too?
No, we were just kind of stuck in Long Beach, and then I remember we did one. Our first show was at this rehearsal space that we used to rent. I don't remember what it was called. I think it was in Garden Grove. And we just invited all of our friends, and like our parents were there, and it was just like super wholesome, and like that was like the catalyst.
Yeah. How does that first show feel when you're just like playing guitar in Max's band? Like, did you like catch that wave of like, oh, this is something I love?
Yeah, for sure. But it wasn't like I felt super good about it. Like I knew I wasn't good.
Really?
I knew I wasn't that good at what I was doing. And it was like I would watch other bands and be like, holy crap, like that guitar player is so good, or that person's voice is so good.
Yeah.
And I would just take notes, I would take notes and like really work on it.
Yeah. At that point, had your dad must have taught you quite a few chords by that point. Had you been like kind of practicing on your own and shedding a bit and trying to like get your guitar game up?
Yeah. I had a looper pedal. This was at the time I was working at UPS too. So I would get off work at like 5 a.m. and I would go to the garage and just sit down and like record some chords and then just try to, I don't know theory at all.
Yeah.
So I would find the boxes myself, like the patterns. And so I still don't know theory, and I'm still memorizing the boxes when I find them. So yeah, I was just kind of learning slowly but surely.
And so just in the garage with like headphones on so you don't wake your parents up?
No,
or
I
just
was
into the
going.
amp? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tight.
But I think that I was conscious like about it, because I'm really afraid of making my parents upset, so I wouldn't play too loud.
Huh? Why are you afraid of making your parents upset?
I don't know.
Were they strict disciplinarians as a youth?
I don't like seeing my dad mad because he is a manly guy.
Yeah,
he's kind of scary.
Fucking brute.
He's kind of scary.
Pull off that chain wallet and hit you with it or
something. Exactly. No, it never hit me. But yeah, I don't like them to be upset. I don't want to have to deal with it.
Yeah, right. Thanks for tuning in. Skull Candy wanted to show you some love for listening by hooking you up with 15% off your next purchase. Head over to skullcandy.com and use the code YouFeelMe19 at checkout to get 15% off anything site-wide. Okay, so as you're like shedding in the garage by yourself and getting better at the guitar so that you could go out and impress people with Max's band, you're also starting to write your own music. You know? And this was like full on during the SoundCloud wave. So when you are recording your first songs, are you putting your very first songs onto SoundCloud and stuff?
Yeah, I put them on. Even before I had the interface, let's go back.
Yeah.
I recorded it on the laptop mic.
Yeah.
And so I like recorded the acoustic guitar on the laptop mic.
Yeah.
And that's still on SoundCloud. I think it might be on private.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just directly onto SoundCloud. From like, I would finish a song. The night I finished it, go straight up on SoundCloud.
Were you trying to figure out things in GarageBand of how to, like, if you're recording an acoustic guitar into the laptop mic, it sounds like shit, clearly. So are you trying to then, like, figure out plugins and things to tinker with it? Because
kind of.
I've recorded a few things into GarageBand, and I found that it's not very user-friendly as far as, like, changing sounds and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of options like there are in FL or Logic or whatever.
Yeah. I think that I didn't really get into, like, downloading third-party plugins until, I don't know, a couple years ago, but I would really just see what I could do with like reverb or delay that was already there that you can kind of change the parameters in. Because you're right, there's not a lot of like flexibility. There's not a lot of options, but you can do a lot more than you think with it. Yeah. You can do a lot more.
Did it get to the point where when you're recording with that laptop mic, I would imagine there's a lot of experimentation where you're like, okay, if I'm this far from the mic, it sounds different than if I'm this far, and if I put it in this corner of the room, it's different than that corner. Is that something?
I think I tried it. I did that one song, and I got the result. I didn't experiment much, but I just, after that one, I was like, all right, I'm never going to do that again.
You gotta like figure out something better.
I got to get an interface.
Right, okay. That's so funny. And did you record vocals into the laptop?
I did,
How do they sound?
Not great, but not terrible, I don't think.
Yeah, well, you put like maybe the buzzy vocal effect on it or something.
Yeah, I use like one of the set
plugins.
vocal things. I know they have like a Leslie. It's like a Leslie speaker that spins. Gives it an effect that. Yeah. Plus, I wasn't super confident in my singing, so I always loved to do something that wouldn't make it really sound like me.
Right. Well, I find it interesting because those early experimentations are probably starting to mold what is the sound that you have developed, which probably seems very purposeful to most people, but it's probably just a lot of like happy accidents and stumbling onto like these utilitarian things. Like you're saying, I don't really like my voice, so I put a lot of effects on it, and people go, oh wow, his effects, they're so dreamy and like they're chill, you know? Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't really think about that.
Well, because when you listen to Drowsy or when you listen to the newer singles, it's like, oh, this is an artist that has really created a world for his sound. It's like this lo-fi, warm, snuggly blanket of a song, you know what I mean? And that's all just because like
ton of happy accidents.
I didn't like how my voice sounds, so I did this. I didn't like how the reverb on the guitar sounds, so I tried delay or whatever. You know? That's really interesting. So how did the experimentations continue? What was the reaction to that first SoundCloud song? Did people catch on? Were you promoting it?
No, I wasn't really. I think I might have like made an Instagram post like, hey, but maybe I was like more embarrassed of it. I just wanted to kind of start posting stuff. I can't really remember where I was at with it. But I know that the next few songs was where I had the interface and I was promoting it more. I was like, had my SoundCloud in my bio on my Instagram.
Okay.
And I was promoting it. I wasn't like putting money into it or anything, but I would like tell my friends and like, hey, listen to this. And kind of taking a more... giving more attention to like the aesthetic or like taking a cool picture and then putting it as the thing, as the
kind of creating a vibe around like an aesthetic for the whole the sound and the look to match to each other. How did Max react? Was he like, oh, this is super cool, or he's like, man, what the fuck, I need a guitarist?
No, he was down with it because it wasn't me. I still played with him. He was actually going to leave to college. And so when he left, I wasn't going to move to San Francisco just to play in his band. So he left, and it kind of opened up a lot of time for me to figure it out.
And Bane's World, was it always Bane's World? Where did that come from?
I don't know. I know that it is a play on Wayne's World somewhat, and my nickname in high school was Bane, given to me by Max.
Because your first name is Shane and your last name starts with a B?
And he was saying like, I think he was super drunk and he was trying to say my name, or he was just messing around. He was like, Blanchard, and he just said it, and like that's what it was.
It just stuck.
Yeah, it stuck. They call me Bane.
Yeah, and so Bane's World, was that already your Instagram and everything? Even
I had to buy the handle Bane's
You had to
World.
buy it?
Yeah.
How much did they sell it for?
$500.
That sucks.
Yeah,
God, that troll.
Yeah, it was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
But it
At
was
least
my
you got
handle.
it.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Yeah.
super glad I got it. But my handle was Bane Blanchard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, how long is it until you're putting SoundCloud songs up where people are like, yo, Shane, like, you're onto something. I'm a fan. Come play my house, whatever. Like, your friends really start being like, oh, this is the truth.
Probably like a year after I started doing it, or like 6 months. It's hard for me to gauge it now because it kind of was such a slow, gradual thing.
How often were you posting during that year? Was it frequently?
A lot. Yeah. I posted like 30 songs, I think.
Wow.
In 2 years, I think. It was like, I was like super into it, and I was making a song, and then as soon as I was done, I couldn't wait to get it online.
Right. It's almost like more than a song a month on average, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you're working on stuff all
Constantly.
the time. Okay. And so what other things did you teach yourself? Because like we said, you are like kind of a utilitarian musician, and it seems like you do a lot of this on your own. So not only did you have to learn how to like play the guitar, sing and get your voice sounding to your level of acceptance, but then like there's a lot of environment, or like there's a lot of atmosphere in your music, you know what I mean? So like you're clearly learning how to like tweak drums and bass and keys and all kind of stuff. So what else did you figure out, you know?
I figured out that it wasn't like as well, it's weird because it wasn't like as hard as I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't as easy as I thought.
Right.
So it was like I'll pick up the bass here and I'll play the bass, and that wasn't so hard for me just because my bass lines are fairly simple.
And so you're playing like a string bass, not on keys? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
They like sometimes I recorded like 2 songs with real drums, and then the rest of them are just keyboard drums, and then I got myself a MIDI controller, and I kind of taught myself keys a little bit, which is still like I still enjoy it a little bit more than guitar nowadays, just because I feel like I learn faster on that now. Cause
what did you get, like a little Korg or something?
No, it was like a M Audio.
Okay,
an M Audio, just MIDI controller.
Right.
And it was like slow. I would figure out these things that I could do, and then every time I would learn, I'd bring it to the next song, and then I'd learn something else when I was making that one, and I'd take that skill to the next song.
Right. Did the MIDI controller have pads and keys, or just keys?
It had pads, but I never figured out how to program them.
I know a lot of people like to use the pads for the drums.
I could
and the keys.
never figure out how to assign them to each thing.
So you would play the drums on the keys?
Yeah.
Did you figure out how to get like swing on your drums and stuff?
No.
Oh, you got stuff to learn still, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Crushing.
I do, which is cool.
That's tight. So yeah, I don't know. I just can kind of like imagine, not no pun intended, but like Bane's World, like this world of Bane's World, kind of developing over time. And when did you start playing out by yourself, and how did you pull it off? Did you have a band with you off or from the jump?
I can't remember if I did a solo thing before I had a band, but I got together at some point. I got a group of guys together, and because people were asking for shows, they were like, "Hey, come! Like, we want to see this live." And so, got together a group of guys, and we did what we could. And those guys, I don't play with them anymore, but it was still like we played. We don't have any venues in Long Beach, really.
Really? I thought there was like a lot of little punk rock venues. No?
Kind of.
Yeah.
But like nothing that is great.
Yeah. Okay.
We have like I don't mean to diss anyone,
it's fine.
but there's
Would you have to go to Orange County to play then, or what?
We wouldn't even do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because nobody really was booking us.
Okay.
Really,
yeah.
it was like we had to go out. I never did pay to play, but we had to really go out and search for where we were gonna play, whether it be like the shitty pizza shop or like in a backyard.
Yeah.
And
but people are asking for the shows, and so you guys go out and play. And the first show, was it like went over well?
Yeah, it went over well. There's a video of it on YouTube, and I look back on it now, and I kind of cringe at myself a little bit. But yeah, that's always hard for me to watch those old videos.
Right.
But it would be like if I was out of a band, I would do it solo. I would kind of do a stripped down guitar singer thing, which seemed to go good. like people seem to enjoy it, and even when I watch those, I kind of cringe a little bit. It's hard for me to be like, damn, that was good, especially when you're looking at yourself. You can't really do that.
Of course. But that's that artistic growth. Like, the more that your old shit disgusts you, the more that you've grown as an artist is what it shows, I would think.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, how long is it after you play that first show to when you, like, you put together Drowsy by just having a bunch of songs on SoundCloud and then putting it together?
Yeah.
And what did you do, like, release it on DistroKid or something?
Exactly.
Okay. And that record kind of, like...
Blossomed,
blossomed. It got you a lot of cosigns. It got you a lot of important spot dates. It got you big tours. So, like, how does it pick up kind of instantly with once you release it, or did it take a little while to get the ball rolling?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. It was like it felt like, because I was living it day to day, and it felt so like it took so long, but I think it happened pretty fast.
Yeah. Do you remember kind of the first big cosign or the first big look or mention that you got?
The Tyler one always sticks out to me.
Yeah,
The album had already been out for a while, though. But I think that it was just the numbers that I would see.
Yeah.
I would go in and, like, my parents were always supportive of it, but they were never like, this is what you're going to do.
Right.
And I remember, like, showing my mom and my dad, like, hey, I got like 10,000 plays in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And they would be like, whoa, that's really cool. And then my mom kind of developed this thing where she was like, it's just false currency. Like, it's fake. It's fake.
Yeah.
And then I brought her, like, the first paycheck from, like, DistroKid.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh.
Oh, it's real.
Yeah, it's real. And
it's nice when you do all that stuff by yourself, too, because then, like, all that DistroKid
Yeah,
stuff
it
just
goes
goes
to
into
you.
your account. Yeah. Like,
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's a sweet deal.
Yeah, you know, people shit on streaming revenue a lot and think that it doesn't really exist. But as an independent artist, it
great.
can really be a bread and butter. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
great.
Yeah, oftentimes it's more profitable, I think, than touring because you're not having to, like, pay for gas or pay for this and the other. Like, something
like,
that you made for free in your bedroom.
And touring is, like, really bad for my mental, at least.
Really?
It doesn't take it, so, like, just staying at home and, like, being in my comfort zone is good for me.
Really?
And being gone for a really long time is tough.
Yeah. How do you stay sane on the road?
I almost didn't on the super long tour. Like, I kind of had a point where I was, like, really broken down and just, like, really upset.
Yeah. How did you cope? What did you do? Like,
I just cried.
Did it burn any bridges?
No, not really. I just was sitting in the Motel 6 one day just crying.
Really?
Just crying,
What
man.
city were you in? Do you remember?
I was close to home. We were in Denver.
Yeah.
It was like we were on one of the last legs.
Yeah.
And it was just like, man, this is hard.
Yeah. What was it about it that didn't sit well with you?
Just being away, being away from my family and, like, the people that I love and the person that I love, and just, like, not being able to know what they're doing, and they just have to take my word for what I'm doing. And there's a lot of trust that has to be there.
Yeah.
In terms of a relationship.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
Right.
Like, it's really hard.
So it just took your toll on you. Have you picked up any coping mechanisms or things to help you on the road since then?
I think it really is dependent on the people you're with.
Yeah.
And I have new people with me now, and they're really nice. They're, like, amazing people.
Yeah. So it feels like maybe bringing a piece of home with you.
Yeah. Like that. And then, just not partying too hard and not, like, getting out of your mind. Really.
Yeah, you got to treat it like every day is not a Saturday.
It's
it
work.
really has to be work,
Yeah. And, like, just playing video games and just having a good time and, like, taking advantage of that pool that's at the hotel and just, like, doing some R&R.
Yeah, that's cool,
Throwing
man.
the football around.
What's it like when you get that Tyler, the Creator cosign?
It was wild, man. I woke up and, like, it wasn't even, like, Instagram likes. It was texts from all my friends. They were like, you got to look at Instagram right now. Tyler, like, posted this. And I look at it, and I was just kind of like, oh, my God. Like, I don't know what's going to happen from this.
What did he post? Like a picture of the
It was a picture of, like, his Apple Music and, like, 4 songs that he had been listening to. And one was, like, from the Despicable Me soundtrack.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was, like, a Pharrell song, I think.
Right.
And then there was, like, another song, and then there was, like, my album cover, Drowsy. It was Stay Away From My Baby.
Yeah.
And it was just, it felt so incredible to just be there, because to be on that, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was an insane
that's
feeling.
one of the biggest, like, musical influencers of this decade.
Yeah.
Realistically, like they started cracking in like 2010, and like all through this time, like
kept it going.
Yeah,
hard,
the Flog
strong.
Gnaw Festival is always like the sign of what's up next in music and stuff. So after he posts that picture, does he reach out to you at all?
I think I wanted to get him to a show, and so I was like, "Hey, man, if you ever want to go to a show, like, I'll put you on." And he came to one of the shows that we did at the observatory in the small room.
Yeah.
And he came, and I was just like, "Holy shit, you came!"
That's so tight.
Like, he really came.
Yeah, was he cool?
Yeah, super nice guy. Like, I don't want to. I don't.
No, of course. Yeah.
No, I didn't. I'm just saying I didn't want to be like another fan guy. I didn't want to be super overwhelming. Although I was feeling that inside, I wanted to be like, holy shit.
Yeah. You're like having that internal fan moment, but trying to hide it.
Yeah, kind of, because
cool.
like I'm sure he gets super tired of that.
Right, of course.
Like, and he's just a normal guy deep, like inside, and.
Was that that kind of same feeling when you meet Mac DeMarco the first time?
That
where
was
you're
crazy.
like, yo, this fucking guy's music changed my life, and like here I am. Yeah.
That was probably the biggest one for me, because I went to this, like, it was his like his album release thing, and he did like a food drive, and I went, and they did it at Unif, and I was currently friends with the owner. Christine, and I was there like all day. He was super busy meeting and greeting, and I was like, I want to meet him, but I'm gonna go, like, I gotta get home. And she's like, oh, come, just say hey. And he's like, hey, she was like, this is Shane from Banesville, and he's like, I think I've seen you on YouTube. And that first was just like, whoa, you have, like, you just recognize it kind of already. And then his girlfriend Kira was like, hey, since it was his birthday too. She was like, hey, since it's his birthday, we're gonna have people at the house later if you want to come
through.
And I was like,
butterflies and like, yeah,
and like just went and had a really cool hang, and like it was crazy, you know. And the freaking, H3 YouTubers,
the YouTubers.
They came, and like I went home to eat dinner and get ready to go to his house, and I was watching their videos.
That's so funny.
And I was sitting in the backyard, and I look, he's like, okay, I'll come get you. And he goes in the house, and like in the kitchen I can see from the backyard, and they're in the house, and I was just like, it was like the craziest day of my life.
So you're having this surreal moment where like all of a sudden the normal guy that you are is now around the people that you watch, who also they feel like normal people too, but there's just eyes on them. But now you're realizing like, oh, I'm a part of this world now. Yeah. Like, that's got to be a very surreal moment.
It was. I didn't really feel like I was a part of the world. I felt more of just like I was kind of a straggler that ended up there somehow.
Right.
But yeah, it's insane.
That feeling never goes away though, bro.
Yeah, I don't think it would.
It never does.
I don't think it would.
Like, you're always gonna feel like that's just human nature. Like, if you grow up a normal person and you get your fame at a normal time in your life, like, you probably just always feel like a straggler, I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea.
No, I'm sure you're right. I'm not like the most confident person either, so there's always like that self-doubt and like, should I be here?
Yeah, well, that's like that imposter syndrome. I feel like everybody gets that to an extent, but yeah, tell me about that, like feeling down on yourself. I'm sure that's something that, or not down on yourself, but like not confident, right? Like, I feel like that's something that people who listen to your music would love to hear about you, because that's a very relatable thing. So, is it sort of a tough time balancing the fact that you do feel just like a normal down-home dude, and then you're at these shows afterwards and people line up and want your autograph and buy your T-shirts and they're crying and shit? Like, how do you manage that?
I don't know, because it's really tough for me.
Yeah.
Especially like these people want to meet me too, you know, and like I'll never turn them down. And that shows something in itself. It's like that, and I'm getting better with it, you know. It's like I don't want to be like a dick about it, you know. And so I'm working with myself on it, and like it's just something gets in my head, and it's like, no, like you're not what you think you are. You're ugly.
You don't
like,
deserve this.
You don't deserve this.
Yeah,
like you don't work hard. It is a shitty feeling.
Yeah.
But I'm getting better at it. You know, I'm getting better at like really telling myself like, hey, I did work for this, and like I do something that's like, all right, people
valuable.
like it.
Yeah, exactly.
And like and I love seeing those people after the shows, like, and like meeting them and kind of talking to them a little bit and seeing, like, they have these great things to tell me. You know, these things that like. I don't want to say that it's like an ego booster, but like it really shows me that like what I'm doing is having an effect on something.
Right. It's a nice validation for the work that you put into it, but it's
Yeah.
also just a nice validation as a human that
Yeah.
like, you know, you do have a self-worth and the value.
And it's cool to show them back to them like
Yeah.
that I care about it.
Right.
You know, I
totally.
care that you're here.
Yeah. So now, Drowsy been out for a while. You started releasing a few singles here and there, and I mean the last single, I mean it's huge, millions upon millions of streams, probably over across platforms, more than 100 million streams. Like, so your mom's got to be like, oh wow, okay, yeah, it all does make sense now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of anticipation for a new record, I'm sure. How does that feel? Are you managing with? Is that stressful?
It is.
Yeah.
It's super stressful, especially having those people who are like demanding it now.
Right.
And just I have to really tell myself a lot that like I started doing this for me.
Yeah.
And I made the song so I could listen to them, and not to get in my head about what people want to hear. It's like
right.
I'm gonna make something that I like.
Yeah.
And it's always changing. And so if it's not like there's not a continuous line of like from Drowsy to what's gonna come next, like I have to be okay with that, and like I have to be okay with what people are gonna say.
Right.
And it is scary, you know. It's hard. It's like a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ton of pressure, especially with
the fly lands right
the
as you
fly
say.
on
There's a
the
lot of
table.
pressure. It's like the fucking Omen. So yeah, you've been working though over the last 2 years nonstop, I'm sure. In between touring, you got plenty of time to like work at home.
I do take some time off. Though.
Yeah, of course you have to, because you have to like live life in order to write music. Art is
Right.
inspired by life, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure you have a nice collection of songs starting to accumulate.
Yeah.
And you've also told me that you've taken the new step of like now you're recording at actual studios.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that?
Oh, it was epic. It was like for the first time actually 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So it was like the first time I've ever done it, and like having somebody who like can kind of tell you. So like we brought the song in, and he was like, all right, let's start with that.
Yeah.
And so we do that. There's like we take the steps, you know. It's not like all googly brain,
Right,
like
right.
how I would be if I'm recording it at home.
Right.
Just super sidetracked. I'll like focus on this
let's
part
like
for a
play
long
with the
time.
keyboard for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It was like you have a limited amount of time with this super skilled engineer who like knows exactly how to make it sound great.
Right.
And do it in one take. And I've never done that.
Yeah.
And it was like epic.
Yeah.
It was so
That's tight.
cool.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. We got to get out of here, but I appreciate you taking the time.
Already been an hour?
It's already been just about an hour.
You weren't lying.
I told you, it goes
Flies
fast.
by.
It goes really fast. I try to tell you. I just popped your podcast cherry. But no, the record, I mean, I'm very much looking forward to it. I love Drowsy, and I'm looking forward to the new one. I don't know when it's going to be out yet because we're recording this early in the year, but I'm sure it may be out already by the time this comes out, but who knows? What song are you going to perform for us today?
You Say I'm in Love.
You Say I'm in Love. That's a fantastic song.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And tell the people where they can find you online.
Instagram, Bane's World.
That you had to pay $500 for.
Yeah, I had to pay.
Yeah.
Bane's World. Twitter, Bane's World with 2 O's.
Yep.
Spotify, Bane's World.
YouTube, all that
SoundCloud.
stuff. Yeah,
Bane's World,
across
just
all streaming
just
platforms.
Google Bane's World,
There
you'll
you
find
go.
something
There
that'll
you
lead
go.
you to the next thing. That'll lead you to the
Absolutely.
next thing.
Yeah. Thank you for the time, Shane. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
man.
Yeah, most definitely.
Awesome.
My name is Lee. Some of you guys might know me as Intuition, and you can find me online at It's Intuition across all platforms. And this was You Feel Me, presented by Skull Candy, the podcast where we talk to artists and athletes about life and culture. And that was that. Thank you so much, man.
No problem. Thank
All
you.
right.
Feel it. Yeah, I had one growing up. I had one that lived to be like 18. Yeah, I feel it. I feel it, but I don't at the same time because they hurt. It hurts my ankles. I don't like how high up they go, and they can make you stiff. And then like if you by chance like roll your ankle, you're fucked. So I'd rather go like, nah, don't feel it. I feel it. They're tranquil. It's relaxing. I like baths. On a boat, bitch. I haven't done it much, but I feel it. It's cool, man. If you want to sail, go ahead. I'll come sometime. I'll go. Maybe.
Feel it. Yeah, I loved Guitar Hero. I had Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock, and me and my dad went to like 3 different Kmarts to get it. So I felt it. Feel it. Hell yeah. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and it's weird. I found this YouTube channel that tells like scary stories and conspiracy theories, and I fall asleep to it like every night. Soothing. I don't feel it. He looks scary, but did he die? I think he might have died. I do feel it, but I get tired of them quickly. Like, I wish that they weren't so long. Feel it. Find bomb-ass food on food trucks. I love Mexican food trucks, too. Feel it. I love Cops. I like the show Cops. Let's say that. I like Live PD, too, yeah. I love that shit. Feel it. This is a drink of choice. My dad turned me on to it. It's Jameson and ginger ale. Nothing else. Nah, don't feel it. I did feel it at a point. I saw it when I was little. I saw this guy with one, and I was like, that's a cool hat. And now, I don't think they're cool. I feel it. Me and my dad tried to build one, and we only got like the 4 things in the ground and the platform, and it was just a platform forever. We never really did anything with it, but I longed for a treehouse. I wanted one so bad. Feel it. I had a pair. I would get another one. I would get another pair. I feel it, dude. I feel like you're trying to get ones that I'm like, nah, I don't feel it, but I feel Heelys.
Hey, I'm Shane, and you're watching the Sit and Chat.
Hey Shane, we're ready.
Oh, cool.
Cool. So the first question is, how have shows been for you so far this year? Is there anyone that stood out to you?
Shows have been really good, like we did that tour with Innerwave and Michael Sayers, so there's some like really Bane shows, like sold out stuff. Yeah. But last night was really good too, like it was amazing, Crowd's always super cool, nice, yeah, supportive, so that's good.
With these like big shows, do you ever get performance anxiety or?
Yeah, it's not really like nervousness. I think like performance anxiety is like a better word, just because like not really nervous, but I'm anxious. Like I'm ready to do it now. Like, and then they just make you wait here for like hours or just sitting in this back room. But yeah, it's better than it used to be. Like with time and more of doing it, like you get better at it.
And is there any way, like specifically, that you learn to deal with that?
I think just trying to relax. Relax, have a drink, and chill out, talk with your friends. Kind of like forget that you're gonna do a show, kind of thing. And then once it's time, it's like, oh shit, let's go do it.
So has music always been your career plan, or did you ever try for or want to do something else?
It was never that I like really wanted to do anything else. It was just because I couldn't support myself from doing music. I didn't really think that like it was something that I could do for a living. I had like a lot of really shitty jobs, like worked at a car wash, like a chocolate factory, UPS. But yeah, dude, like it's been really cool to be able to do it for a living. So yeah.
So that's kind of leading up to my follow-up question. Was there like a holy shit moment where you realized like, oh shit, my music's actually taking off?
Yeah, there's been a few of them, like I still have those moments, but I think it was probably like one of the first checks I got like from Spotify. And I like showed my mom, like she was like, holy shit. So it's kind of like a shared holy shit moment, but I still have those moments all the time. Yeah.
And is there any way that they make you feel specifically, or any way that you channel that sort of like holy shit?
It just makes me super excited. Like I'm super excited that like it hasn't fizzled out yet, kind of thing. Like people still care.
Yeah. That's super cool. So next question is, what's your writing process like? Like some people like to do substances before they write, or some people only like to write if it comes naturally. Just like to treat it like work, like they have to write. So what's yours like?
It's like mostly when I'm either bored or upset. That's at least like what triggers me to want to go and write something. But yeah, it's like mostly comes from like pain or anger or just like happiness or sadness, whatever I'm feeling like that. But also like there's a lot of other stuff to get distracted by, you know, like if I'm mad, I can just go play Call of Duty too or something. But like music is definitely much more rewarding. So yeah.
I feel that. So is there anything you could tell us about new songs coming up or another album in the works?
I am definitely working on stuff, and there's a good amount of them done, but hopefully 2019, probably announce something.
Cool. Yeah. Sounds good. So the remainder of the questions aren't going to be so much about music, a little bit off topic, like more personal, different, so that's fine.
Yeah.
So I know you have a few tattoos, so my question is, how many tattoos do you have, and what is their significance to you?
Count them?
Sure, yeah, if you don't mind.
Right. I gotta take off my pants.
Oh, you're fine. You don't have to do that.
I don't know, I have a bunch, man. I have like a lot on my legs. Dopey is like pretty significant to me. I really like that dwarf, that 7 dwarf. He's my favorite one.
Do you mind like doing?
He's my favorite one. These ones don't really mean anything. I got a world, you know,
Yeah,
world. I got this one when we played a show in Texas. Bat, I got that when we went back to Texas. These don't. Spilt milk. You know, that was like a Friday the 13th one. These don't really mean anything. My drummer, Antonio, did this one. And then I have a bunch of shit up here that I did myself. It's like my sister's name and stuff. I got some eyeballs right here.
Yeah.
No significance. I have like hand holding a microphone. Speaks for itself. My first guitar. Getting destroyed, a cassette. My sister has the same tattoo in the same spot. And then this is the year my dad was born.
Okay.
And then mama.
So you're a big fan of tattoos?
Yeah, yeah. Like,
you plan on getting any more?
Yeah, I want to fill up the space.
Yeah. Cool. So the next one is there a dream artist you'd like to collab with? And who would that be?
I got asked this and I said D'Angelo, but I got to spice it up because there are more than one. D'Angelo would be sick, but John Mayer would be cool. It'd be cool to do something with John Mayer. Or like Thundercat. It'd be sick as fuck.
Yeah. I saw you performing Unfuck the World by Julian Baker. How would you feel about like a collab with her? Would that be
It'd be cool. It'd be super cool. I love that song. It's a really good song.
It's a great song, yeah. Holy fuck. Next one is, do you have any strange tour stories or like any weird shit that's happened to you on tour?
Strange. I told this guy to beat it because he was like, it was just this guy who was like on drugs and he was like just not part of the show or anything, and we were all already in the van about to leave the show that we had just played, and there were these 2 girls who were like sitting by themselves, looked like, you know, pretty innocent, and like this guy was like fucking with them and shit, and I was like sitting in the van like watching it happen, and I just like, for some reason I had the courage to like open the fucking van door and just go like, hey, beat it. And he just walked away, and so everybody on tour was like made a joke out of it, and they're like, remember when Shane like fought off those ninjas and like, saved those girls? So that was a funny one. I got puked on in the van by Jason, who plays sax in Michael Sayers' band. I was pretty pissed. Yeah, a lot of shit happened on tour, man, like with everybody. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Okay, next one. Do you ever plan on pressing your music on vinyl? Like, because I myself am a vinyl collector. So
yeah, I would love to. Yeah. I think in the future, yeah, be sick.
Color vinyl?
Yeah, maybe pink.
Cool. So the last thing I have is, do you have any advice for up and coming musicians that want to make it in the music industry or have like that dream to become a musician?
Yeah, have fun and like keep it real. Keep it real and have fun, and, you know, don't let somebody tell you that it's bad, even if it is bad. I don't know. Like, don't let them crush your dreams, because like there's plenty of people that like, want to put you down. So, keep it real, and if it's what you want to do, like hone your craft and work on it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you for chatting with
us. Joe, thank you, man. I appreciate all of that.
Yeah, no problem.
Dust off your coat, the rain is coming back. A few months without it keeps happiness on track. You would never notice, stuck in that head of yours. She's a baby-faced assassin with a master plan. I met her off the coast of Okinawa, Japan. She said she loved to read and recommended a book. She looked me in my eyes and smiled, and I was hooked. Never have I seen a beauty quite like this. Rolling down her avenue is intimate bliss. I could sit and stare and maybe write her a book. Thinking back in time on why I never did look. Now that Blanchard's gone, I will find her. I will find her now. Yeah.